Welcome back to
The overfed,
and
bloated
Higurashi gaming.
We went and ate sushi, and then we had to sit for 30 minutes and wait for it to digest before we could start recording again.
We did all you can eat. Each had the equivalent like 2 brewskis. Life is good.
Yeah.
Life is good.
We're back. We're here.
We got back at what, like
6.
5:50, 5:55, 6
Sure.
o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
We just started 30 minutes. It was 30 minutes. We just had to take like a half an hour reset.
Yeah, we needed that much. It was bad. We ate way too much.
Oh yeah. Tyler didn't even finish. He had one big fat ass piece of fried sushi.
You're the one who
left.
ordered fried sushi. It wasn't my responsibility.
It was good.
I didn't like.
He wasn't a fan.
I ate one of them. I was like, oh god, this is fucking barbecue flavored, and I did not want to eat it.
I think that's because it had like a spicy mayonnaise aioli in it.
Yeah.
Gaming.
Voice acting time.
Uh-huh. Sippy.
He sips.
He moved all of it.
So I can see. I had the fucking arm in my way.
Just see through it.
Sorry, let me just turn on my X-ray goggles.
It's X-ray goggles. Walking with only me on to school made me miss Rina a lot. What's wrong, Kei-chan? Why are you looking around? What? Oh, nothing. It was the same old path to school, but I felt nervous for some reason. I wondered what Rina meant when she said she was going to win a come-from-behind victory last night. I couldn't stop feeling like something dangerous was going to happen. Rina thought Mion was one of her enemies. She could be lying in wait to attack Mion with a knife. Don't worry. Rina isn't going to do something as rash as that. Even if she does, I can protect myself. You lost to Keiichi, bro. Mion said it brightly as if trying to tell me she wasn't afraid of anything. But I couldn't be optimistic like her because I knew exactly what Rina was going through. Rina must be determined by now, and she probably wouldn't mind dying fighting against Mion if she wasn't gonna win anyway. Of course, that didn't mean she was definitely going to take violent action, but I couldn't deny the possibility either. But violence is in Keiichi's nature.
Yeah, that was canon. That's what we talked about.
This old man is more concerned about the reason why Rina went crazy all of a sudden. Was there any reason? I remembered the tragedy. I couldn't remember what made the world go crazy.
Well. Yeah. You got a lot of dead air going on here.
Takano.
Did he even talk to Doc? Well, yeah, he did, technically.
Takano. Takano brings evil with her.
Wherever
She's made of evil. But I remembered we got lost in that awfully scary world. It started with small things, and those small things continued to pile up one after another. If you thought about it calmly, you'd laugh, because it really was a stupid thing. But once those little tiny stupid things started to bother you, you couldn't ignore them. It was that kind of disease. If you could call it one. But there must have been a reason. There must have been a reason that made the world go crazy. But it must be a small thing that you couldn't even notice. And unfortunately, the reason was very difficult to understand. And you wouldn't be able to figure it out until after you died. I have a relative who is a doctor. He said that if you have a tumor in specific parts of your brain, it can change your personality, make you a totally different person. People who suffered from this disease used to be considered haunted by devils or possessed by foxes. People dramatized it like it was something occult. You mean Rina's suffering from a physical disease in her brain? In her case, it might be better to say that it is a mental disease. Rina was upset and mentally unstable because of the murder of Rina and Tepe. At a time like that, that stupid Oishi told her about what happened to Tomatake Flash. In an exaggerated way. I think Oishi and Takano's scrapbooks have many things in common.
I think it's
Whoops. I think Oishi-san and Takano-san's scrapbooks have many things in common. Really? Like what? Well, he believes in a series of mysterious deaths of Hinamizawa, but that's a delusion, isn't it? I mean, something actually did happen for 5 years in a row, but I think that there is no series of murders in the first place. This music makes me tired. It was true that the mysterious incidents happened 5 years in a row, but they were each solved individually. It was the...
Hey, you did it
I did to myself. It was the same as a past you didn't need to talk about. We thought of them as a series of mysterious deaths, which is why we thought something was going to happen this year too. It led us to think that there was a conspiracy, and that the Sonozaki family was behind it. We connect those things to the series of mysterious deaths, but we shouldn't do that in the first place. Just like I tried to keep my distance from Rina when I found out about her dark past. Wasn't everyone trying to keep their distance from the dark past of Hinamizawa? Takano-san's scrapbooks are a good example. She dramatized both recent incidents and old cruel history, and she made feasible stories out of them, saying that the Sonozaki family was behind it all. Oishi-san did the same thing too. He was so convinced that the Sonozaki family was behind it all that it was making him interpret things in the wrong way. In that sense, we could say Oishi-san believed in the same delusion as Rina. Based Keiichi. I think the Sonozaki family is partially accountable for that, because you guys act like you're behind it every time something happens. In this village, people think it's the doing of the Sonozaki family whenever something strange happens. Is this Mion?
It's Cage.
Okay. It's like a magic it's like a magic word that makes everything settle down. It's like those people who say they can't explain all the phenomena in this world with plasma.
If there's not a sprite on the screen, you can usually assume it's just KG, unless it's like 90% of the time, unless it's like a different scenario.
Oh, and what's that supposed to mean? Are you saying all this is the Sonozaki family's fault? Exactly. It is all your fault. So I'll call you Plasma Mion from now on. That sounds like a wrestler's name. Well, I like professional wrestlers. She would love Kenny Omega. Hey, Kei-chan, do you know what abdominal stretching is? I love that move. It's a classic, man. Stop! I don't want to wrestle with you in this freaking hot weather. No, that hurts. Stop! He's getting abdominally stretched. So when does Rina blow up the school with a bomb?
I don't know. Should be soon, right?
We've entered like guerrilla warfare terrorist Rina arc. Good morning, Keiichi-san.
Good morning.
Meep. Meep. Sadako and Rika-chan looked a little sad when they saw only the two of us. If the three of us came to the school together like always, they would have been really happy. But our classmates were noisy as usual. Nobody seemed to make a big deal about Rina's absence. Chie-sensei was going to be here soon, and she'd start morning homeroom. Everyone was fooling around as if they didn't want to miss a second of time until then.
Hey, something stinks today. Close the windows. School child.
Terrorism? Eh, silly. Silly. It'll be hotter in here if we do that. Shion goes to school now.
Yeah, you're right. Never mind.
It smells
you said
like
Shion. You said Shion. I thought
it smells like gasoline.
Yeah?
It's literally terrorist Rina arc.
Oh my god.
It smells like gasoline or something, and it really stank. Someone from the forestry service must have been putting gasoline into the construction equipment or something. Some students near the windows were making a fuss because they wanted to close the windows to shut out the smell. Our school wasn't a normal school compared to the others. We were using a part of the forestry service building. Unusual things like this happen sometimes.
This is nothing. I remember they once brought a few big piles of juniper branches. That was awful. It had this distinct, irritating odor that gave us all headaches.
Yeah, what's a juniper?
Meep. That's the name of a vegetable. We sometimes put it in curry.
Is that true?
Juniper?
Yeah.
I think so.
I thought it was a...
Berry?
Yeah. I'm thinking of Skyrim, probably.
Of course you are.
Keiji? You should look for it the next time you go grocery shopping. Huh?
It's a tree, bush thing.
Oh, cool.
That I know it smells because you usually find it in like areas where they put smelling things.
Where they put stinky stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know little about vegetables, but it sounds like it would be better to make Rika and Keiichi-san taste it first, just in case. What? Random child. What? Sorry, go ahead.
What? Our ball is missing. You hit it again, didn't you, Hojo?
The boys seemed to be looking for their ball for a while, and they yelled at Sadako. Why would I hide such a stupid thing? If I was going to hide anything, I'd hide something better than that.
What?
What is she cooking? What is she
I don't
cooking?
know what you're talking about.
And it's about to be the school.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey, Chie-sensei is coming. Everyone take a seat.
Hello, children. Hello, everyone. Get to your seats.
I don't know what you just did.
You don't know the hello, children? Like, hello, children. You don't know what that's from?
No.
Can I even name what it's from?
Can you?
Oh, fuck.
Because I don't know what it's from.
I gotta see, like, not a crazy person. Hold on, hold
Oh
on.
my god.
It's gonna take 20 seconds, 20 seconds, 20 seconds, 20 seconds. You just cut this part out.
But doesn't change how long it's gonna take IRL.
Hold on.
You fucker.
Oh, fuck. God damn it. It's just Coco Melon cartoons. It's not what I want.
Come on, Connor.
I can't find it. We'll come back to it. I kept thinking about Rena the whole time during class. I thought about what she said last night. I wonder what her come from behind victory means. According to Takano-san's delusion, the masterminds behind the bioterrorism were the three families, and a group of fanatical believers that controlled those three. In other words, the Sonozaki family. What could Rena do alone against them? Mion lived with her grandmother, the leader of the Sonozaki family. There were only two of them in the house. It was possible that Rena would try to break into their house with a knife. But I'd already come up with that possibility last night. That's why I called Mion and warned her. On the way to school this morning, Mion told me some bodyguards from the Corps had been at her house since this morning. She told me she'd be guarded herself, too. There was a black car parked near the school gate. They must have been the bodyguards. But according to Takano's parasite theory, the battle wouldn't end just by attacking the leader of the Sonozaki family. According to the delusion she believes in, the conditions of her victory were more complicated than that. She needed to expose the group of fanatics who were behind the Sonozaki family, and she needed to destroy their research on the parasite. Plus, Rena didn't have much time left, thanks to that suspicious poison she mentioned. But how exactly could she win a come-from-behind victory under circumstances like that? Isn't this the day that Rika dies?
That's what the tip said. Today's the day.
Yikes. She might interpret that the town council are a group of fanatics. If so, she might attack them the next time they have a meeting at the shrine. The town council meets once a month at most. It would be hard to believe that they were holding a meeting today. She probably thought the place researching the parasite is the Irie Clinic. Rina suspected that there was something fishy about a clinic from the beginning, and that suspicion must have changed to certainty in her head by now. Chef from South Park.
Oh.
That's what it is.
Oh.
So wherever they line up, he goes,
Hello, children.
that's what it was. Because I'm like, it was an adult animated cartoon. Did that mean she was going to attack the clinic? This wasn't like an action movie. What could she do all by herself? Was she going to start a fire? You know, like the flaming basketballs they throw into the hoops and everything? They're gonna walk outside during recess and Rena's just gonna be balling. Throwing like fire basketballs into the hoops to kill the parasites. She's
Yeah.
gonna Jordan her way out of it.
Yeah.
No, that would be pointless.
Whatever that means.
In order to expose the conspiracy, she'd have to get proof that they were actually studying the parasite. She's like in her own version of Space Jam.
Yeah.
She has to win the basketball game against the alien parasites to get them to leave Earth. Was she going to break into the clinic and get questionable, weird samples? The last problem of all was how much time she had left. If she believed she didn't have much time left, especially under desperate, disadvantageous conditions, she might try to stab whoever she thought of as an enemy. But Rina sounded like she really believed she would regain her happy and peaceful days after everything was over. Rina probably meant she was going to stay alive and win. Was there something like an antidote? It didn't have to be real. As long as it was an antidote to Rina's delusions, it didn't matter what it was. It could even be the water you washed your vegetables with. But if she thought she could get the antidote easily, she wouldn't have been so desperate about the time she has left. The antidote must be difficult for her to get. The easiest place for that in her delusion was that it was hidden somewhere in the clinic. Putting all of it together like that, I felt like Irie and his clinic were in danger. Now that I thought about it, the elderly people in the village, including the members of the town council, hung out in the waiting room of the clinic all the time. If most of the board members happened to gather there for her, it'd be the perfect place to attack. I told Mion about that during lunch break.
If this were a normal situation, I'd say she wouldn't do something or do such a stupid thing, but I can't actually deny the possibility. I'm going to call my house. I'll make sure that they send some people to the clinic.
They're like Rina-proofing the village.
Yeah.
Mion didn't object to my crazy idea. She put down her chopsticks and went to the teacher's office to make a phone call. It sounds so dangerous. I can hardly believe Renathon is going to do such a scary thing. Are you sure she's going to attack the clinic? Maybe she will, and maybe she won't. But if that happens, we're screwed. We need to prevent that disaster from happening.
I hope nothing happens at all.
You know that ain't gonna happen, Rika.
Okay.
Oh. It's me, Jabber Yakuza guy. Okay, I'll send 2 of our subordinates to the clinic.
I don't think she'll do it, but you'll never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, can we capture her by force if she does?
Honestly, I don't want to do that. What do you think we should do?
Is Kasai?
You want me to go, Kasai? We made an agreement with the cops that we're going to give Rina Ryugu to them right after we find her. So even if we use force to capture her, we won't get in trouble.
I'm not worried about losing face. I just feel sorry for Rina. I just want to settle this calmly, if possible.
Well, she's still young. So as long as she didn't kill someone or something, all she has to do is apologize, and everything will be fine.
Well then, she might be out of our hands.
I guess.
Oh, I mean, you know, as long as they don't find out about it, she'll be safe. She'll definitely be safe. Nobody really cares about the disappearance of those two anyway. People think that they ran away somewhere because they did something
That might
wrong.
be Kasai. You want me to go with Kasai?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, you know. As long as they don't find out about it, she'll be safe. She'll definitely be safe. Nobody really cares about the disappearance of those two anyway. People think that they ran away somewhere because they did something wrong. Those things happen all the time. So, she's fine. Don't worry about it.
She's out, she's safe. What? Are we playing baseball now? Anyway, please just be careful.
Will do. So, it's okay to capture her by force, right?
Don't make any mistakes. You have to get her. Please don't make it like a chase scene or anything like that.
Hey, it is Kasai.
Is this me on POV?
Yeah, I guess so.
I couldn't help but have a silly chat with Kasai-san. When I
Go ahead.
Why are we me on POV? I don't like it.
put the phone down, I sensed Chie-sensei was looking at me. No wonder, as she had been able to hear the conversation clearly in this tiny room. Chie-sensei put her spoon down, and with a sad look on her face, she asked the following.
Were you talking about Ryugu-san?
Ah, yes.
Sonozaki-san, do you know why Ryugu-san ran away from home? You're close, aren't you?
It was hard for anyone to understand Rena's situation, except for me and Kei-chan. So most of them thought that Rena just ran away from home. But after she did, the cops made too much of a fuss over it. Oishi stupidly believed that the scrapbooks were a big scoop, and he overreacted in trying to find Rena. He had patrol cars running around everywhere in the village. He even used the town council's phone directory to find her. So people in the village thought Rena did something wrong and was trying to run from the cops. What was going to be difficult for me, more than finding her, was to make up a story to retrieve Rena's honor after they detained her. What about this? Rena went for a walk, fell down, and hit her head on the edge of some tofu, and lost her memory. Oishi misunderstood something big time, and he thought she was a criminal. It was too easy. Anyway, we did make it clear that Oishi was the one who misunderstood everything at the meeting the other day. I had to make the best use of his name while he was feeling down for once.
I'm abusing that old man. I love Mion. I forgot about Mion POV. This is great.
Based me on?
What I'd have to do was not to make a big deal about the situation, and to create an environment that allowed Rena to forget everything that happened in order to get her life back together as soon as possible. Everything's gonna be fine, Chie-sensei. Rena's a little sick right now, that's all. A fat cop somehow made a lovely mistake and got things twisted around. You don't believe that Rena did something wrong and that she's trying to run from the police, do you?
Of course not. But making her family worry by running away from home isn't a good thing to do either.
She had a fight with her father, and she ran away from home for a little while. She acted childish, and that's all. Maybe that'd be the best story to go with. I wonder if she had some problems she couldn't talk to anyone about. Oh, whoops.
I wonder if she had some problems she couldn't talk to anyone about. I must be a bad teacher, because I never realized it. I wish I could have sat down and talked with Ryugu-san before all this happened.
Chie-sensei, you're taking it too seriously. You need to relax. It's normal for young kids nowadays to run away from home for a while.
Oh no! What am I going to do if Ryugu-san becomes one of those bad kids and starts doing really bad things? Ow! Ow! She is dumb.
Ryugu-san becomes a bad kid. She does something bad and gets arrested by the police. It's her teacher's responsibility.
Oh, this is Chie spiraling, okay. Ryugu-san becomes a bad kid. She does something bad and gets arrested by the police. It's her teacher's responsibility. I'll be dishonorably discharged. I can't eat curry anymore. Oh, it just keeps going. It just keeps going.
It keeps going. Oh, well, you have to go. I'm dead!
I'm dead! I love Chie, man.
What's it?
Oh, no! Oh, no! Chie-sensei seemed comically upset by her own imagination. It looked funny, so I decided to leave her alone. I made to leave the teacher's office to go back to the classroom, but... Right then, the phone rang. Hello?
Hey, the phone rang. It's an alarm.
You have an alarm, asshole.
It's for wrestling.
This is the Hinamizawa Branch School. Oh, whoops.
Lol.
Hello, this is the Hinamizawa Branch School. I had a cold, sorry about that. Chie-sensei had to answer the phone all day today because the principal was on a business trip. I exited to the hallway. Then, I heard the tone of her voice change. What? Where are you right now? What? I yelled and looked back at her. It was probably Rina. She called the school. I tried to go back inside the teacher's office, but Chie-sensei gestured at me not to come in. Chie-sensei acknowledged what Rina was saying several times, and then she looked up at the clock. Okay, I'll be there. I'm your teacher. You promised me, alright? She said only that, put the phone down, and got her purse out of her locker. Class president, I have an emergency to take care of. I'm going out for a while, so please have everybody study by themselves while I'm gone. She took her car key out from her purse. It was obvious that she was going to see Rina somewhere. Chie-sensei, was it Rina? That's all. You're in charge of the class, okay?
She's gonna die. Rena's gonna light her car on fire.
I know. Car bomb.
Car
Is it
bomb?
really car bomb power hour, finally?
It took how long to be car bomb power hour?
Chie-sensei completely ignored me as she ran out into the hallway. She ran to the schoolyard and got into her car. The moment her car left through the gate, I ran out of to the schoolyard myself. I headed for the black car parked near the gate and knocked on the window.
How you doing, my lady? Everything is quiet so far.
I know, but I need you to follow that car that just left. I think she's going to go meet Rina.
Understood.
Rina is very paranoid. You need to be careful. Bring her to my house right after you catch her. After that, follow Kasai's orders. She's my friend. You better not get her hurt. Rina must have told Chie-sensei that she wanted to talk to her alone. I could tell that easily from the way she ignored my question. I did feel a little bad for ruining their promise, but it was very important that we caught her before she did something wrong. We could still make up an excuse that she was just wandering around because she had a fight with her father and ran away from home. But if she set fire to the clinic or something, there would be nothing I could do. The car made a rough U-turn on the gravel road and chased after Chie-sensei's car at full speed. I watched the car until it was gone. All I could do now was pray that this would be settled calmly.
Could you imagine being Chie-sensei? And you're like, oh fuck, my paranoid schizophrenic schizoid student wants to meet me alone. Let's go do this. And as you're driving, you see a black car going like 95, fly up behind you and slam on the brakes, and then inch back like 3-4 car lengths, and then just slowly follow you to your destination.
Yeah.
She's not paying attention. She's thinking about if she doesn't help Rena, she
Last
can't
thing
eat
Chie
curry
would think
anymore.
of is a fucking tail.
Yeah, she's thinking about if she fucks this up, she can't eat curry anymore. That's all. That's all she gives a shit about.
Rena gets in trouble. Guy gets me in trouble. I get fired. I can't eat curry anymore. I die.
She's not thinking about I meet Rena. Rena stabs me. I can't eat curry anymore. I die.
Hey, pay attention, everyone. Well, we need to study by ourselves for the rest of class today. So get back to your desks and study quietly.
Self-study. Oh, we're back to Keiichi. You notice how Keiichi and Mion have the same colored text? That's because they're in love.
This guy.
Mion ran up to me and spoke quietly.
Rena just called.
What? Really?
Yeah, She just called the teacher's office. I think Chie-sensei went to meet with Rena.
Rena, I wonder what she's gonna do.
I have no idea. Anyway, I told my bodyguards to follow Chie-sensei's car. I feel bad for Rena, but we're going to capture her there by force.
She's not there.
Yeah?
No shot.
Okay.
Where is she then? The phone booth.
Yeah?
Where she tried to call the number earlier. You know, like way earlier she tried to call the gardening phone number to make sure it was a real company.
Mm-hmm.
She's there.
What?
Yeah. She makes the phone call from there, lies about where Chie meets her, shows up to the school, kills
Why would she
Mia.
go all the way to Okonomiya to call?
Well, okay,
School
maybe
in
she's at a
Ina-
phone booth, whatever.
Inazawa?
Who cares? She's at a phone booth, right?
Okay. Okay.
I'm telling you, she's not where she told Chie to meet her. She's gonna come to the school.
Say so.
Rin is smarter than that.
Mm-hmm.
I hope it works.
They're used to doing this kind of stuff. I'm sure they'll do fine.
So if they catch her, is everything going to be over?
Yeah.
Could you wait until it's not mid-line?
I'm sorry.
We'll send her to a hospital. If a doctor sees her, I'm sure he'll find a typical kind of disease or something. It'll be like obsessive psychosomatic disorder or whatever.
While we were spending our afternoon studying peacefully, the members of the Sonozaki family would capture Rena, who was waiting for Chie-sensei somewhere. The problem would be solved. It wasn't going to be easy after that, but I was sure Mion would take good care of her. And in the end, everybody would understand that Rena just ran away from home because of a silly fight with her father. A happy ending.
Problem solved, right?
Mion winked at me. She looked like she had already thought everything over, but that just didn't sound right to me. See? That's what I said.
Excuse me, did you say that?
That's what I was implying by the fact that she fucking is not gonna be where she's meeting Chie. In what universe does Rena fucking call Chie? It's a lie. She's calling her
It's
and
a
lying
lie.
to her. I couldn't see any connection between Rena and Chie-sensei. It was hard to explain, but there was something wrong. I wasn't saying that they didn't get along. Rena was a good student, so Chie-sensei had a good relationship with her. But I just didn't understand what Rena wanted from Chie-sensei. Oh god. While I was thinking about it, the door opened and one of our classmates came back from the bathroom. With Rena. I told you! Rena! And
Everybody, stand up.
she like tosses the classmate on the ground. They have like a knife in their back. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Move to the center of the room.
This is about to be a hostage situation. Everyone gasped in surprise. Even Chie-sensei couldn't make everyone go so quiet all of a sudden. I told you it's a hostage situation, dude! Rena was gripping the soldier of the shoulder. Fuck. Rena was gripping the shoulder of the student who had come back from the bathroom. In her other hand, she had a big, scary-looking hatchet. It was the same one she had the other night. Everyone immediately understood that Rena had taken a hostage. She's a terrorist, man! We entered the Rena terrorism arc!
Are you all deaf? Move to the center of the room. Push the desk to the sides.
Nobody grasped what she was asking us to do. We all froze. Rena was the only one who was smiling. It was terrifying.
Mi-chan, you're the class president. Tell everyone to move to the center. Move to the center.
Meow's like, Gah? Rita, what are you doing? Bam.
A loud noise washed out Mion's voice. Rena hit the teacher's desk really hard with her hatchet. She pulled out the hatchet, making an ominous ripping noise. There was now a line of violence carved plainly into the desk. Ruh-roh. She broke it. Chie-sensei is going to get mad when she comes back. No, that wasn't it. What the hell?
I knew I couldn't trust you, Mi-chan. I'm gonna ask Keiichi-kun then. You're my only friend, right, Keiichi-kun? So I can trust you, can't I?
Oh boy, she's about to indoctrinate Keiichi as a terrorist. Rena, your eyes, you look so scary. I've never seen eyes like that in my life. Your eyes are full of insanity. Why are people afraid of insanity? Insanity means that a person doesn't share the same values and the same common sense as us. For example, say a thief breaks into your home and he ties you up. You'll get scared and wonder if he's going to stab you before he leaves. But you hope that the thief has feelings too, and that he's not going to kill you for no reason. No matter how bad the person is, we tend to believe in his goodwill as long as we share the same values, the same common sense, and the same morals as him. But we can't expect goodwill from somebody who doesn't have those things. We can't expect goodwill from a person who can't communicate with us. When a burglar has a knife and you beg him not to hurt you, you expect him to listen to you and show you mercy. In other words, you can still communicate with him. But if he doesn't have the ability to communicate, he's just like a monster that's trying to attack you, or the blade of a guillotine that's falling down on you. You fear him because you can't communicate with him. That's insanity. It was the same fear we were feeling towards Rena at that very moment. She looked like a human just like us, but there was no room for her to communicate with us like a normal person could. Everybody understood that fear instinctively.
Keiichi-kun, make them move the desk to make room in the middle.
Okay. Everybody, let's do as Rena says. I can't believe she's actually turned it into a hostage scenario.
You expect this to happen? Rena to ever become a fucking
Terrorist?
terrorist?
No. When she was like, hey guys, I'm gonna create, what do you call it, the final solution? I was getting a little worried, and then they started talking about the gas, and I was getting a little more worried. And here we are. She has a hostage. Rena was like a barrel of gunpowder at that moment. She seemed really calm and quiet, but she could explode any minute. When she did, I doubt she'd show us any mercy. She probably wouldn't hesitate to use that hatchet on us. That's right, just like how I didn't feel guilty or hesitate to kill Rena and Mion. Everybody went all quiet while pushing the desks against the wall to make a space where Rena wanted it. Rena, saying that we're moving too slow, hit the blackboard with the hatchet, making a horrible noise. Every time she did that, she left an equally horrible scar on the blackboard, the thing that we looked at most at school.
Keiichi-kun, can you get the jump ropes out of the lockers? Use them to tie our classmates up.
I'm not good at tying knots. I probably can't tie them up very well.
I'll check them one by one if you tie them up well enough. If I find the ropes loose, I'll kill the person, so you better tie them up really well.
Okay. We were still kids. We saw the word kill all the time. It was used a lot in comic books and cartoons after all. So normally you'd assume we'd be used to hearing the word kill. But when Rena said she'd kill us, it sounded so frightening. I'd never heard something like that before in my life. To Rena, our lives were like cards she could use for negotiation. She got rid of one card every time somebody refused a request. Get rid of? Damn it, why do we use such scary words like get rid of for simple things like playing cards? Anyway, there were about 20 students in the class. That was a little bit too many for Rena to handle. She might get rid of one or two just to set an example. I decided to do what Rena said because I didn't want her to lose her temper. I got out everyone's jump rope from the lockers.
All of you, get on the floor. Keiichi-kun, you can start tying their hands behind their backs. Tie them really tightly. You're on my side, aren't you? You wouldn't tie them loosely on purpose, would you?
Okay, Ichi. That's a tough spot. Mion tried to make eye contact with me. If everyone wasn't tied, or if everybody was tied down, we wouldn't be able to stop her from occupying the school. There was more than 20 students in this class. Half of them were boys, but most of them were smaller than Rena. But there were enough people here to overpower her. But if we did that, Rena would probably hit her hostage with the hatchet. And she'd use the hatchet to attack the rest of us without hesitation. It'd be a bloody battle. I'm sure somebody would get hurt if we tried to overpower her. The hostage would be seriously injured, or maybe even die. If that happened, it was over. No matter how hard we tried to cover up, she'd never be able to live peacefully like before. You prepped it too hard? Mion seemed to understand that too. I could tell from Rena's eyes that she wasn't going to go easy on us. If somebody showed defiance, she'd break the hostage's head open immediately. Of course, Rena had done that before. She'd probably do it again with no hesitation. But as long as we did what she said, we could prevent that bloody tragedy. If we could somehow solve this situation without shedding any blood, with Mion's influence, we might still be able to pretend like this never happened. At least we had to make sure she didn't kill anyone.
Let's do as Rena says, Kei-chan.
Mion tried to think of ways to overpower Rena, but she couldn't come up with any good ideas to save the hostage. That's how easy it would be for Rena to kill them. The best thing to do at the time was wait for a chance without agitating her further. Mion laid down on the floor, and everyone else followed suit, sluggish with terror. And I was left alone, standing rooted to the spot, with jump ropes in my hands. All my classmates were laying face down on the floor, while Rena was pointing the hatchet at the hostage, watching her every move from behind the teacher's desk. I just stood frozen in the middle of it all.
Keiichi-kun, there are many things I want you to help me with. So hurry up. If you take too long, some of them might have to die.
Some of the little kids started crying when they heard the word die.
It's alright, everyone. Keiichi-kun will save you, so nobody's gonna die.
Hey, at least she trusts Keiichi to save them.
Damn it. What a bold threat. She said I was her friend, but she was just playing with the meaning of the word. I was the last person who could still fight against Rena under these circumstances, but it wasn't going to be easier to overpower her by myself. I wasn't sure if I could do that. Even if I tried to act tough, once Rena pointed the hatchet at somebody's neck, it was over. I shouldn't fight against her for now. I should just wait for a chance. As long as Rena was alone, there would be a chance. She made me tie them up because she couldn't do that by herself. There was a limit to what she could do because she was by herself. If we could cover this up somehow before Chie came back, we'd still be able to pretend like we were kidding around. I finally realized something. I realized why Rena called Chie-sensei to meet with her. In order for Rena to take over the classroom, she needed to get rid of Chie-sensei. Chie-sensei had a very strong sense of justice. Even if Rena had a gun, she wouldn't hesitate to overpower her. She was the kind of teacher who would risk her life for students. Rena needed to figure out how to get rid of Chie-sensei. That was a key to her plan. Rena probably thought about attacking her from behind at first. But there was risk, as Chie-sensei was a grown-up woman, so she probably thought that attacking her directly wasn't a wise choice. So naturally, the next option was to lure her out somewhere. Rena called Chie-sensei and told her she wanted to talk in private, in order to lure her out from some place far from here. Most people, including Chie-sensei, thought Rena was just running away from home. so Chie must have thought Rina had some problem she wanted to talk to her about. It was too easy to deceive her. Where did she make the phone call from? She probably used the phone in the school. Well, not in the school to be exact. She probably used the phone on the second floor of the school, the one belonging to the forestry service.
Oh. Alright, yeah, maybe that's a little more on brand, right?
The school was using part of the forestry service building, but this particular location was more of a branch office, so it's not like somebody was here all the time. Rina knew that, and she had probably been hiding there for a while. She called the phone on the first floor from the second floor, and she made Chie-sensei leave the school. I didn't think it was a coincidence that the principal was on a business trip today. She probably snuck into the school yesterday. She saw the principal's schedule, learned how to call the phone on the first floor from the second, and carried out her plan. She planned it perfectly. Yeah, I knew it. Rina was insane, but I knew she was also actually really calm. She was possessed by her delusion, but she was also unbelievably calm about it, so she could still think fast. I knew that very well because I had been through the same thing before. What was worse is that Mion's bodyguards were gone. Mion told them to follow Chie-sensei because she thought Chie-sensei was going to meet with Rina. Damn it. Everything seemed to be working out in her favor. I'm done. I tied up the last person, and I looked in Rina's direction. If I didn't tie them up really tightly, Rina would kill them. But when I tied them too tightly, they suffered in pain. Their pain cries made me feel useless.
Thank you, Keiichi-kun. I don't mean to doubt you, Keiichi-kun, but I'll make sure just in case. Please put your hands on your head. Please put your hands on your head and lie down face on the... Fuck. And lie face down on the floor. And I'm saying this to everybody. If you stand up without my permission, I'll kill you. I'll kill whoever stood up, and then one more person randomly to set an example. It's not nice to be chosen randomly, huh? Oh, that's a good idea. I'll kill the person who didn't listen to me, add 10 to his or her student number, and kill that person too. For example, let's say Okamura-kun didn't listen to me. I'd kill him and Watanabe-kun because his student number is 11. Get it? I'll always be killing 2 of you at the same time. You better remember that you involve another person's life beside your own when you attempt to stand against me.
It's like a Payday 2 heist, man.
Yeah?
How awful. She totally understood how to threaten people. Normally you stand against an attacker at your own risk. If you fail, you're going to die. But if you are responsible for someone else, then you couldn't try to resist. You can't risk somebody's life with your own decisions.
Okay, everybody is tied up nice and tight. You said you aren't good at tying knots, but you did very well, Keiichi-kun. You should be proud of yourself. Well, you can stand up now.
It was too late to fight back. I followed her orders. I just had to wait for a chance. We could still turn this into some kind of bad joke. I had to do something. Anyway, what were you planning to do, Rina? Don't tell me this come from behind victory is... Don't tell me this is the come behind... Don't tell me this is the come from behind victory you were talking about.
Intermission gaming.
Intermission. Well. Yeah?
She really has turned it into a hostage situation, huh?
Yeah.
I need-
Okinomiya SP to all vehicles. Okinomiya SP to all vehicles. A hostage situation has broken out in the Hinamizawa Forestry Service building. There are reportedly multiple hostages. All vehicles are to head to the Forestry Service building immediately. Goma-chan!
Oh, God.
Sorry I'm late! What's going on?
Hello, sir. Today, around 1 p.m., the Hinamizawa Branch School's classroom was taken over. All 25 students have been taken hostage. The suspect's initial demands were to prohibit all entry to the branch school's property and to secure a hotline to us.
So, they're willing to negotiate with us from the start. What's going on?
Do we get a Kuma-chan sprite?
No.
That's so cringe.
Yeah, also the suspect is asking for you, Oishi-san. It's Reina. It's Reina Ryugu.
Ryugu-san. Very well. We seem to be inseparable, huh? I'll be dealing with her until the end. Oishi gave a crooked smile.
Okay.
We don't know if she has any accomplices. The curtains are closed, so we can't confirm the situation.
Have you asked whoever told us about this?
No, Reina Ryugu declared it herself. Therefore, we don't know what's going on inside. Their teacher received a call from Reina Ryugu, and she left the classroom before the incident took place.
This has been well planned, huh? Has anyone from the forestry service been taken hostage?
Nobody from the service was there today. All 25 hostages are students. That number matches with the attendance the teacher took this morning.
Plus the suspect, right? Have you seen anyone else suspicious other than Reina Ryugu?
No. We've seen someone peeking out from behind the curtain, but it was the suspect herself. We're guessing there must be at least 1 or 2 more of them, though.
Well, maybe she really is doing it by herself.
So, legally, can Keiichi be charged for this?
He's not an accomplice. He's under duress, right? He's
Yeah.
being forced to do it, so no.
Okay, because I was like, I would assume he isn't, like, at fault
Under no
for this.
legal system, reasonable legal system, would you be at fault for taking orders from hostage takers.
Okay, that's what I thought. I wanted to make sure. I didn't know if it was goofy.
No, you're the goofy one.
Okay, alright, so Keiichi is at fault.
Reina Ryugu was a true believer in Miyotaka no scrapbooks. According to those scrapbooks, the entire village was Reina Ryugu's enemy. She didn't have anyone she could trust. However, Oishi had also believed in Miyotaka no's delusion. It was possible that someone who was influenced in the same way was following Reina Ryugu.
Well, Oishi-san, the principal and the teacher are here.
If
Is
it's
it the principal
either
or is
the
it
principal
Oishi?
or Oishi.
Hit it one more time.
Yeah.
Hello, Chie-sensei, are you okay? Oishi ran up to Chie-sensei, who was crying with a handkerchief held in her face.
I mean, I wouldn't be okay if one of my students took everyone hostage at the school. Rena-chan is a good girl. For her to do something like this, there must be some mistake. Oh.
If I were to do this by the book, I would ask you about Reina Ryugu-san's recent behavior. But when it comes to Ryugu-san, I probably know better than you do. Please, don't worry. I'll take care of this as peacefully as possible. Chie-sensei was huddled over, and Oishi didn't think he could say anything else to her. On the contrary, the principal was staying strong, trying to figure out how to take care of it.
Take care of the situation.
Oh yeah, trying to figure out how to take care of the situation. Mr. Oishi, please. If possible, I would like to request to be a hostage myself. I will take the place of the children.
Oh, let me do that instead. It's all my fault.
Please don't blame yourselves. I have things I want to ask you, but I'd appreciate it if you cooperated. So I'd appreciate it if you cooperated. Bonchi-kun, please show them blueprints.
Bonchi?
Bonchi, just written.
Hey, excuse me, sir. Section Chief Takasuki is on the radio.
Hello, this is Oishi.
Am I also the chief?
Section chief.
I'm the big chief man. Oishi-san, how goes things? Kumagai-kun informed me of the situation. The suspect is underage, huh? Please keep strict control of the press.
I understand. Also, the suspect is requesting me as a negotiator. Is that okay with you?
Well, you've known Reina Ryugu since the parasite incident from the other day. I bet she still thinks you're her ally. Only you could do the job. Good luck.
Excuse me. No, I really don't want to. But since I caused so much trouble, I guess I'll have to do this to make up for it.
Oishi-san, Reina Ryugu's on the car phone.
That was faster than I expected.
I am enjoying the fact that all the cops have like, like, what? Fucking like 1970s, 1980s like cop movie voices.
I'll go get it.
Free me. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, this is Oishi.
Buh.
Oishi-san, this is Ryugu.
Hello, this is Oishi.
Is the signal weak on your car phone? It's kind of hard to hear.
No, just like me, it's getting old.
Oishi and I exchanged friendly words. A long cord trailed through the hallway from the teacher's office. That cord extended further to the phone on the podium in the classroom. Let's get down to business. I'll check to see if you're qualified to negotiate for me.
Okay, shoot.
You are my ally, aren't you, Oishi-san?
Of course. Let's expose the conspiracy of the Sonozaki family together, you and me.
Oishi answered without hesitation. Was he still my ally? Or was he a sly detective just saying what I wanted to hear? Either way, I only had Oishi to depend on. If I couldn't trust him, I was stuck. There would be nothing else I could do. You didn't believe me for a while either, did you, Keiichi-kun? But you do now, right? Keiichi-kun was sitting on the floor facing away from me, with his head resting in his hands. We're comrades now, huh?
Keiichi. He looks like he does not want to be here, man. Yeah, that's right. Say it with your chest, Keiichi. Come on.
Rina Ryugu. Rina Ryugu has caged Mayabara if he was their comrade, but I couldn't hear his voice. Was she trying to tell me that Keiji Mayabara was still alive, or that he was being forced to obey me because of the hostages? Obey her. Mayabara-san is your ally too, huh? That's nice. But weren't you suspicious of Mayabara-san for a while?
Yep. When I heard about the BB gun incident, I couldn't believe it. But we can't let the past fool us. We have to learn from the past in order to grow.
That's very good. You're absolutely right about that.
That's why we forgave each other. So I don't doubt Keiichi-kun anymore. Keiichi-kun is my comrade.
Fucking communist terrorists here. I understand. Therefore, Keiichi-kun is my ally too, isn't he? Please say hello to him for me.
Sure, I will.
Actually, I'd like to say hello to him myself. Can he come to the phone? The conversation stopped suddenly. That made me nervous. Did I say something wrong?
Sure. Here he is. Keiichi-kun, Oishi-san wants to talk to you. I heard some rattling.
Excuse me. I heard some rattling and rustling on the other side of the phone.
Rina and Oishi instant transmission switch positions.
Hello? This is Mayabara.
He sounded monotone.
Whoops.
What? Oh. Unable to disobey, Keiichi Mayabara must have been pretending to follow Ryugu Rina's orders. Hello, Mayabara-san. This is Oishi from Okinomiya Police Station. Thank you for coming to the phone. Let's do this together.
Yeah. Let's do this together.
What is Rina Ryugu doing right now?
She's walking around the classroom.
Mayabara-san. Please say yes if your answer is yes, and yeah if your answer is no. Do you know what Ryugu-san wants?
Yeah.
That answer told me for sure. Keiichi Mayabara wasn't Ryugu's accomplice. There's no way Rina would tell her accomplice what she wanted after planning a hostage situation like this. How would he help someone who How would he help someone who wouldn't even tell him what she wanted? I'll ask you directly. Are you Rena Ryugu's ally? No, let me change the question. Are you being threatened by Rena Ryugu?
Yes.
There you go. The other guys in the car listening to our conversation raised their fists in victory. Is Rena Ryugu the only suspect?
Yes.
If she was the only suspect, then we could respond appropriately. I guess nobody else believed in Takuno's scrapbooks. If so, my being fooled was even more embarrassing. As I thought about my next question, I heard the phone being taken away from Keiji. Rena came back on the line.
See? Keiichi-kun is my ally, isn't he?
Yes, you are right. That's very promising.
Okay, so now it's your turn to talk, Oishi-san. How are the simultaneous raids on the Sonozaki family going? Remember? You promised me when we talked on the phone before. Have you found the secret research facility yet?
Oh god.
I had to...
Well, there's a story on what to say. Should I tell her we conducted the raids or not?
God damn it. Hold on, check it, and then it doesn't fall down anymore.
Maybe she already know we didn't... Excuse me. Now the fucking sushi's coming back up. Maybe she already know we didn't raid. Maybe she was just testing me. We're trying to come up with a plan for the simultaneous raids as we speak. We're talking to the prefectural police as well as the public safety division. We're talking about the entire city, so we need a little more time to prepare for it.
You're taking too long. Oishi-san, don't you realize what kind of emergency situation Shishibone City is in right now? What are you doing? Oishi-san, you do believe me, don't you? You're my ally, right? Right? Please answer me.
Oh, of course I am, but the police department is a little more complicated than you think. I'm doing my best, I really am. The thing is, this is on a really big scale.
Oishi-san, they poisoned me recently with parasites that killed Tomatake-san.
Flash.
They poisoned me with them. I've been itching like crazy since yesterday. I'm all bloody from scratching my throat. I might claw out my throat and die at any moment, and you're telling me you're still preparing? I knew it. Oishi didn't realize how dire the situation was. He understood that there was some kind of conspiracy in Hinamizawa, but he didn't realize how soon their plan was going to be executed. Besides, I was already feeling itchy all over my body, and I was bound to soon die from the same way as Tomatake-san.
Flash.
I'm sorry.
One more time. Hit it one more time.
Oishi, yep.
I'm sorry. I really am trying my best, but everybody asked me if I have proof.
Proof? Do you need proof? Mio-san's scrapbooks. Maybe that's what I needed to convince the police. I was afraid someone would destroy the evidence, so I handed it over to Oishi-san, so I kept them with me. But I didn't have much longer to live. I might not make it until tomorrow. I might not even make it until tomorrow morning. That's right, I might be dead before tomorrow. I would die tonight. Okay. I'll give you Mio-san's scrapbooks. Please, use them to convince the other policemen.
Oh, that should help. Please do give me the scrapbooks.
I looked through my backpack, which was laying by my feet. Mio-san's scrapbooks were in there.
Sorry, it said EM and I thought it said emergency, but it's just my hospital.
Hit it one more time.
Sorry.
This is our last resort. Oishi-san, do your best. No, you must take care of it, please.
Of course. Trust me. I'll expose the conspiracy.
I knew the police would take too long to get things moving. They're an organization, after all. That's why I'm doing this, to make them understand. You have an excuse now. Please use this chance wisely.
Thank you. You can count on me. So, how should we do this? Do you want me to come and get it? I knew she would have let me into the classroom. she was still cautious. I could guess where Ryugo was going to take this thing, so I tried to stay ahead of her. I handed a memo with my instructions on it to a colleague.
I can't really leave the classroom, so I have Keiji-kun deliver them to you.
Maybe that's better. If you left the building, something might happen.
What do you mean?
Well, I'm sure the Sonozaki family already knows about what's going on here. I'm sure they didn't expect you to do something like this, so they might have come to shut you up.
To shut me up? Do you mean?
By shooting you. The hitman from the Sonozaki family may try to put a stop to this by sniping you. That's why you shouldn't come outside. Don't even go near the windows. I saw you peeking out the window, but you shouldn't do that. They may fire at any time. Going a weird accent with that.
Gaslight your local schizophrenic.
Wait a minute. Aren't the policemen around? Can't you stop that from happening?
We would if we could, but it's so open around here. A well-trained sniper could easily shoot as far as 400 meters. As you know, attack units from the Sonozaki family have gone through military training, and they specialize in assassination techniques. Don't underestimate them. I need you to help me expose the conspiracy of the Sonozaki family.
I understand. Thank you for your warning. If my life is to end tomorrow, I can't die now.
That's right. Under no circumstances should you peek out the windows, okay? Be very careful. The phone conversation ended. Then Ryugo was going to let Keiji Mayabara deliver the scrapbooks. Did you get what I wrote on the memo already?
Yes, we've got it. Do you think it'll work?
I scared her, so I don't think she'll peek out the windows. I'm sure she'll still have her eyes open, though. I'll work around it.
Gamer. I roughly understood what was going on from the phone conversation.
Okay, Keiichi-kun. Here are the scrapbooks. The contents are very important. They're proof of the Sonozaki family's conspiracy, and the police can use them as evidence to conduct the raid. Please, take this to Oishi-san, okay? And when you give it to him, come right back. I'm watching you. If you do something you're not supposed to do, I'll be angry.
Rena took out a couple of old scrapbooks from her backpack and gave them to me. Then she cast a sidelong glance at Mion.
I'll tell you about these later, Mi-chan. I'll tell you all about the scary conspiracy your family's planning. Or maybe you already know, huh? Anyway, go on, Keiichi-kun. Just go halfway out into the schoolyard. Don't say anything. You're just delivering the scrapbooks. Don't talk, okay? If you do... If it was Chie-sensei, she'd slap you with a ruler, but... what should I use instead?
Alright. I won't even say a word. Come on, put the hatchet down. I'm your ally, right? Trust me. Okay?
Yeah, you're right. I trust you. So please don't betray me, okay?
Rena's eyes were telling me clearly. They were telling me she didn't trust me. But even in this state, she also knew she shouldn't distrust her friends. Therefore, although she couldn't trust me, she was pretending to. That was why she didn't tie me up. Okay, I'll be going. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Keiichi's job, walk halfway into the schoolyard, put the bag down, 180 degrees, walk back inside.
I walked past my friends who were lying down on the floor and headed to the exit. I saw some of their faces as I passed. Some were fearful. Some were sure that I'd use the opportunity to run. And some were scared that they'd die if I did. Don't worry, guys. I won't let her even touch any of you. If Rena tries to do something, I'll stop her even if I have to risk my own life. Anyway, I'd do whatever it took to ensure that nobody died. I had to make sure that Rena didn't get angry. I'd just wait for the right moment. I went down to the school entrance and changed my shoes, then unlocked the door and stepped outside. I felt the fresh air on my skin. I saw the lights from the police cars. I could feel all the policemen looking at me. As soon as I was in the schoolyard, a little voice tried to tempt me. I was free from Rena now. If I ran off the school grounds, I'd be free. What was I thinking? If I did something like that, Rena would go crazy and who knows what else she'd do. The important thing here wasn't my safety. It was to make sure that Rena didn't kill anyone. I saw a big man coming towards me from the school gate.
That was probably Oishi-san.
Are you Keiji Mayabara-san? Hello, I am Oishi from Okinomiya Station. You can call me Kura-chan.
Sorry. Rena told me not to talk and just to give these to you. So please, just take them in silence.
I understand. These are the scrapbooks, huh? I'll take them.
I tried to hand the scrapbooks to Oishi-san, but he stepped aside a little bit. Confused as to what he was doing, I changed my position and handed them to him again. He took them that time. And at that point, Oishi put something that was under his jacket into my pocket.
Don't worry, even if Ryugo-san was watching. The building is behind you, she couldn't even have seen that.
What is it? I couldn't look into my pocket because I didn't want Rena to suspect anything, but whatever it was pretty heavy for its size.
I have a memo for you too. On your way back to the classroom, please read it without Ryugo-san noticing. Go on now, she'll get suspicious.
I just followed his directions. I was worried Rena had begun to suspect something. See, based Oishi, he puts a taser into his pocket. And then Rena's like, oh, well, how'd it go out there? And he just goes, bam, and shoots her.
Uh-huh.
That's what based Oishi does. Or you want to go a step further, he gives him a gun. Would you trust Keiichi to shoot Rena? I wouldn't. When I looked at the classroom, the curtains were closed. But that didn't mean she wasn't peeking out through a crack. I went back to the entrance and locked the door. If Rena checked and found the door unlocked, it could cause more trouble. Rena was in the classroom. There was no way she'd come down this way. She was alone. If she left the classroom, everyone would get up and run. They couldn't run because Rena was there, but they were all waiting for their chance. The entrance, then, was Rena's blind spot. As I changed my shoes, I quickly removed what Oishi-san had put in my pocket. There was a radio with an earpiece? And something else that looked like a short police baton. Let's go! They gave him a weapon! There was also a folded piece of paper. I opened the piece of paper and saw a note written in small print.
Dear Mayabara-kun, please hide the bug in your pocket. It picks up even a low voice, so you can use it to get in touch with me. By using the earphone, you can hear me in return. There's also a spray for self-protection. It sprays as far as 1 meter. Make sure you aim for the face.
They gave him pepper spray, dude. That's actually really based. They gave him a bug, an earpiece, a note, and pepper spray. That's loot fucking get. This must be the spray. I guess it's safe to try it here. I held down the button and gas sprayed out from the nozzle. Compared to Rena's hatchet, this requires some caution, but it was small enough to fit inside of my hand. It was reassuring that I could hide it so easily. In other words, it was now possible for me to stop Rena. As I realized all my classmates' fates rested on my shoulders, I felt sweat form on my face. The memo continued.
The spray is just for self-defense purposes. Pepper spray only impairs eyesight while it makes your enemy powerless due to extreme pain and coughing for at least 30 minutes. It's not powerful enough to render them unconscious. Therefore, please don't forget there is a possibility that your enemy may fight back desperately in panic. This spray is your last resort. Please don't depend on it, but if you need to, make sure you use it. Oishi.
I like how he not only wrote Dear Mayabara-kun at the top, but he also signed it Oishi. Was he telling me to use it or not? It was probably one of those grown-up issues. If cops entrusted me solely with the fate of the hostages and I'd failed, they'd be held liable. So while he gave me a weapon, he made me consider its use. I hid the bug and the spray in my pockets and went back to the classroom. I felt a little dizzy, maybe because I was nervous. I was simply following Rena's orders because I had no other choice. That's why I wasn't scared. But things were different from before. I had a weapon. I was in a far better position, but my heart was pounding. Humans are so strange. Shit. What am I gonna do? What should I do, Keiichi Mayabara? Did I want to fight with Rena? The memo said the spray only reaches as far as 1 meter. 1 meter? That was basically a hand-to-hand battle. That meant I only had one opportunity. I didn't have a second chance. The memo also said I needed to aim for her face. That wasn't gonna be easy. Shit.
Besides, Rena was cautious. How could I stand directly in front of her within 1 meter? But that's what I'd have to do if I... That's what I had to do if I was to have any chance of winning. Rena would do anything to reach her goal. She wouldn't even hesitate to kill. Just like how I didn't. Of course, things were already extremely serious. An apology definitely wouldn't be enough, but at least there hadn't been any casualties. The more time passed, the more irritated Rena would get. She might demand something again, and she might kill someone that time to show how serious she was. Bad things had already taken place, but a tragedy hadn't occurred yet. But it was almost here. It wasn't very far at all. Just don't grief, Cage. When I closed my eyes, I could easily picture Rena killing one classmate after another. After I killed Rena and Mion, my room was covered in blood. If she killed 20 people, the classroom would be a pool of it. If that happened, Rena would... She still wouldn't realize she was being delusional. She would rip out her own throat and die. That would be too big of a cross for her to carry, and one day she would remember and be saddened. She didn't need to go through that. I didn't want Rena to go through what I had to go through. Shit, I feel dizzy. This was a very long hallway. I didn't know the classroom was so far. With each step I took, my determination to fight Rena became stronger. Rena would be shocked to realize I had betrayed her, but if she couldn't wake up from the nightmare on her own, somebody else would have to wake her up, and her friends needed to be the ones to do that.
Welcome back, Cage-kun. Did Oishi say anything? Oishi saying?
What is the smell? As soon as I stepped into the classroom, I smelled something. Everyone had moved to one corner of the classroom. The smell reminded me of a gas station. Was it... gasoline? I saw a red gasoline container by Rena's feet. The cap was open. It was seemingly sturdy and made of metal. It said gasoline on the side, written in felt marker. Thank you, Ryukishi. It is in fact gasoline. She must have spread it across the entire classroom. The smell was almost giving me a headache. Oh, that explains why he was so dizzy walking up. No, it wasn't just the classroom. The classmates were soaked in gasoline too. How could she... I see. This was just like a hijacker holding a bomb. If the police were to rush in, she would burn the hostages. I didn't know where she got it, but she had a lighter in her left hand. Rena, what do you think you're doing?
Of course, I won't actually do it. This is just insurance. I don't want to barbecue everyone either. So I hope this will all end. So I hope this will all end as just a joke. Just end as a joke.
Based? Rena showed off the lighter. Obviously, she was trying to threaten me. I've heard about people committing suicide by setting themselves on fire. They pour gasoline on themselves and light it ablaze. You might think if it was extinguished right away, it wouldn't be that bad. But human skin is supposedly very delicate, and they say even if it's 30% of a person's skin get burned, it's enough to be fatal. If it was your entire body, it would result in death for sure. I had been put in a disadvantageous position. My weapon might take Rena's sight, but I couldn't stop her from using the lighter. She'd probably use it the moment she's attacked. I didn't know if she realized it, but that kind of lighter she had would keep burning until the lid was closed. Therefore, all she had to do was light it and drop it onto the floor. In other words, my spray can wouldn't make Rena powerless at all. The last resort Oishi-san had given me already lost all of its power. What do you mean, insurance? With those scrapbooks, Oishi-san will convince the rest of the police. After that, their investigation will expose the conspiracy, right?
Do you really think those scrapbooks are enough? I know government people don't move nearly quick enough.
Rena was thinking that if she didn't see any progress with the scrapbooks, she'd pressure the police by letting them know about the gasoline. Keiichi? Yeah, let's just trust Oishi-san for now. We should just wait to hear from him, okay?
Yeah, that's right. Okay, then let me pick up where I left off. Anyway, those parasites became harmless with the passage of time, but some people didn't like that. Those people are the three families of Hinamizawa. Therefore, they are...
It's the picture. It's the picture of the girl with her arm around the dude, like drunkenly explaining something to him. It's just Rena spewing bullshit to everyone covered in fucking gasoline that she has hostages. This is me explaining fucking the Five Nights at Freddy's timeline.
I swear to God. Why does it sound like a speaker?
Oh yeah, that's just a little click when it turns on.
It
Rena,
had a thump in it too.
Rena was simply telling everyone what she had heard from Takano-san. That's what happens with dimmable bolts, baby. I started mumbling so I could let Oishi-san know what's going on. What a smell. Scattering a whole portable tank of gasoline. I was pretending to mumble to myself, so I could only say it very quietly. I wished I could say it louder, but that was probably impossible. I wasn't sure if Oishi-san could hear me. I thought of an idea to find out whether or not they could hear me. It'd be nice if I heard a car honk.
Goma-chan, honk the horn. Kuma guy honked once quickly. Gasoline, huh? Shit, that explains the smell. I'm sure she's intending to use it to get what she wants. Goma-chan, people usually mean an 18-liter tank when they say a portable tank of gasoline, right?
Yeah, well, probably, but I'm not sure.
Komiyama-kun, there's also someone from the forestry service here. Could you get him? I see. Those cans have gasoline written on them. The plastic kerosene cans have kerosene written on them.
Jobber from the forestry service. Yes. We don't want to mix them up. All the fuel containers have labels.
Not too many people know this, but regular portable tanks can't hold gasoline. Gasoline, while common, is extremely flammable, and it can be lit even with static electricity. Therefore, gasoline must be kept in special metal containers. Those are called carrying cans. So what Mayabara-kun called gasoline is really gasoline. Are the different size carrying cans?
18 liter and 5 liter, I think.
5-liter ones are rather flat in shape, aren't they?
Yeah, it's red and flat with a handle.
Keiichi Mayabara called it the portable tank. Do you think it's the 18-liter type?
Maybe he called it a portable tank because he wasn't familiar with the shape. But either way, if it's really gasoline, it's really dangerous.
Gasoline burns when lit. But what's even a bigger threat than liquid gasoline are the fumes. When gasoline fumes are lit on fire, they explode. Also, gasoline evaporates easily. Even at freezing temperatures, it evaporates. So, in other words, inside the closed classroom, the fumes will fill up the entire space. The classroom would then become a bomb itself.
So if she
Goma-chan.
even lights the lighter, it's GG, well
It's
played,
over.
go next.
If the room
Is a bomb.
The room is a bomb and it's filled with fume, so even like sparks anywhere in the room.
Hi, welcome back to Classroom Bomb Power Hour.
Goma-chan, do you know anything about the class for hazardous materials?
No. I know gasoline fumes are dangerous, but I don't know any more than that.
To prepare for the worst case scenario, I want to find out the difference in skill between the 18-liter and the 5-liter. I know, I'll ask the old guy. Excuse me, could you call the station to see if the old guy from the forensics department is still there?
Oh, I've heard about what's going on. The criminal requested you, huh? Kaboom!
Richi Ipatsu Ron.
Richie Ipatsu Ron!
A little Dora on top of it, too. This isn't the laughing matter anymore. Anyway, do you know about the 4th class hazardous materials?
4th class, huh? If we add everyone here, we know everything about hazardous materials. Did the suspect spread gasoline or something?
Yes, that's exactly what happened here. We bugged one of the hostages. Supposedly, the suspect spread gasoline throughout the classroom, but we don't know if it's from an 18-liter can or a 5-liter can. Can you tell me the worst case scenarios for both of them?
How big is the classroom?
Let's see. Approximately 50 square meters.
And the room is closed, huh?
More than likely. I'm sure the smell must be horrible.
That's not good, Oishi.
I had a feeling.
The classroom will blow up. Everyone in the classroom will be dead for sure.
You mean in the case of the 18-liter?
Fool! I'm talking about the 5-liter one. If I remember correctly, 4 liters is plenty enough to blow up an 8 by 8 meter room.
The policeman listening to the conversation on the site went pale. 8 by 8 meters meant that the room was 64 square meters. Only 4 liters were needed to blow that up, and at least 5 liters were scattered in a 50 square meter room. In the other words, the room has more than enough gasoline, huh? It's not good. I'd rather not hear this, but what would happen if it was an 18-liter can?
Let's see. To put in your words, Oishi, the dealer's hand is Richi, Ipatsu, Pinfu, Tanyao, Aka, and Dora.
What do you mean by that?
Baman from the dealer, 24,000 points. The base distribution is 25,000 points, so there'll be one 1,000 point stick left.
Something like that. I don't know. I guess that would.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Oishi then. Oh, guy.
Oh, yeah. Okay, we should.
Baimon from the dealer, 24,000 points. The base distribution is 25,000 points, so there'll be one 1,000 point stick left.
Something like that. There may be one pillar left if you're lucky.
Oh my gosh, I don't want that kind of lychee, no.
You should call the fire department and get a chemical unit ready. You'll need to have them deal with it after the incident is taken care of.
Shit. I heard this through the bug. So if a fire agent shows up, the suspect will find out. I guess I'll have them get ready where she can't see them.
Yeah, that's a good idea. You mentioned a bug, didn't you?
Yes. I had a chance to come in contact with one of the hostages. I gave him a bug. That's how I found out about the gasoline.
That's not good. There have been incidents where the sparks from electronic devices set gasoline on fire. You know gasoline's flash point is about 300 degrees. Even static electricity can easily cause an explosion.
You've got to be kidding me. Why is such a dangerous liquid available to just about anybody?
How the heck should I know? Tell that to the fire laws and automobile companies. Since it's June, the air isn't that dry, but just to be on the safe side, tell them to turn the listening device off.
Man, Oishi-san. According to what I can hear through the bug, the suspect has a lighter.
That means even if Mayabara-san uses the pepper spray to stop her, he won't be able to prevent her from igniting the gasoline.
That means that taser would have blown that room up.
Uh-huh. And we can't even use the bug anymore. Damn it.
Oishi!
Oh
yeah. Oishi! A lighter is really, really bad. Don't even let her play with it. The suspect may not know how dangerous gasoline is. From hearing how much she spread, I don't think she knows anything about it.
My back was covered in a cold sweat. I never even thought this would turn into such a serious matter. I didn't even know how dangerous gasoline was. I didn't know because he never heard of cars exploding in car accidents. I knew I knew it was dangerous, but I didn't know what it was capable of. Gasoline is more dangerous once it evaporates. Therefore, a burning car in an accident and gasoline fumes being ignited are at completely different levels. It's quite simple to understand if you think about how car engines work. Cars vaporize gasoline in a carburetor and let it explode in the engine cylinders.
I like how Ryukishi has my tangents. Where you say, oh man, you know, it's quite simple to understand if you know how a car engine works. And then you could just move on. But then Ryukishi goes, here's how the car engine works.
In other words, that little explosion in the engine is what gives the cars the power to move. Therefore, if you want some more power, an engine needs to be bigger to create a bigger explosion. So if an engine cylinder was the size of a classroom, how much power would it create? Anyone with knowledge of engines would know. But a lot of people don't consider how dangerous evaporated gasoline is, because it's too familiar. 25 hostages and one hostage taker. All 26 people were basically stuck in a huge bomb. Furthermore, the suspect might accidentally set it off. If she were to pretend to light the lighter as a threat, that would be the end. All of the people around me had gone pale. The classroom might explode at any moment. How could we save all of the hostages, especially when the criminal was living in her own delusion and her request was something so unreal?
Excuse me, I found a letter in your scrapbook.
One of the policemen brought over a folded piece of paper. I opened it while the others watched. I saw girlish handwriting on the paper. I could tell this was written before she invaded the school.
Dear Oishi-sama, if you're reading this letter, that means I'm at the final stage. I must have seized the school and held the students as hostages. I'm planning to appoint you as negotiator, so please pretend to be threatened by me and become my contact on the outside. The first thing I want to tell you is that my enemy is the Sonozaki family, and also the aliens, who pretend to be parasites that control the Sonozaki family.
And then at that moment, Oishi goes, "What the fuck am I doing, man?" There it is. Aliens.
I didn't think you believed me if I brought up the aliens, so I didn't tell you about them until now. But when you read these scrapbooks, you will understand. The aliens came to Earth in UFOs in ancient times. They landed in Onigafuchi Swamp. They used this village as their breeding grounds, and through selective breeding, they widened their domain. They were successful, and now they're trying to invade the Earth. What the heck is this?
Okay, can you do a reread of that line, but instead of heck, can you say fuck for me, please?
What the fuck is this?
Thank you. This is my canon Oishi read of this line.
All of the other policemen found the letter. No, it's not surprising. I read Takano's other scrapbooks and they were full of even stranger stories. Personally, I like the one about Osi the best.
The Sonozaki family as well as the village authorities have been brainwashed by the aliens. The villagers' attempts to survive the cult of Oyashida-sama are actually part of the alien strategy to invade the Earth. The aliens are very clever. They won't let people realize they're being controlled. The idiot clinic must be the secret research center. Please conduct an investigation and expose their secret. Also, please check out the bottom of the swamp. The UFO must still be there. Also, capture all the relatives of the three families and take x-rays of the brains. You'll find hideous parasites inside of them.
This is all Resident Evil 4.
Please be careful. The aliens eliminate whoever finds out about them by replacing the host with a look-alike. That's how they've been controlling the village. Therefore, there may already be some aliens among the villagers, so it is possible they try to interfere with your investigation. As a matter of fact, you may have been lookalikes of Mio Takano, Rika Furude, and me, Rina Ryugu. If you see any of those three, capture them immediately. That will be proof of the aliens existing among us.
Among us!
Mio Takano. Why does she think that? Oh, no. Come on.
Yeah, Mio Takano. Why does she think that?
No. I told her over the phone that according to a result of the autopsy conducted by the lab over in Gifu Prefecture, the day of her death doesn't match up.
Holy shit, do we finally get the answer to this? Do we finally get the answer?
You talking about the mistake on our autopsy results?
I told her I didn't know why Mio Takano was witness on the day of the festival when she died the night before. I never thought she'd take it like this. Maybe I joked around a little too much.
Man, it's interesting that she included herself. Did she look in a mirror or something?
One of the policemen spoke up. He was one of the pair who shuts the garbage dump at that night.
Oishi?
No, one of the pair.
Oh, yeah. I can understand that. Remember? The night we looked for Rina Ryugu, someone said she was seen in Gogura. That must be it. It's probably a bluff from the villagers. And she must have heard it somewhere and assumed there was another version of her walking around.
Damn, Nostradamus was it?
Yeah.
This is just like that. No matter what happens to her, everything sounds like it was predetermined. Rena Ryugo will blame aliens if she were to trip and fall down now.
Or maybe she's coming up with all this crazy stuff so that once she's caught, she can use the insanity defense in court.
No, this isn't about that. She really does believe in this crazy stuff. She does from the bottom of her heart. I know that for sure. She truly believes in these stupid scrapbooks.
Ah, there's another letter. Let's see.
Excuse me. P.S. I was poisoned yesterday with the same stuff that killed Tomotaki-san.
Flash.
I've been scratching my throat since then. I probably have clawed my throat open by tomorrow. If you can find the antidote when you investigate the idiot clinic, please bring it to me. This sure is something.
Yeah, that's what. Sorry, I was about to say that before I hit enter. Yeah, if she believes in the alien stories, maybe we can trick her with the antidote.
But you may not find the antidote, or maybe it'll be too late by the time you do. But you may not find the antidote, or maybe it'll be too late by the time you do. Therefore, considering the time I have left, I'll set 7 p.m. tonight as the deadline. If an investigation doesn't take place and the antidote doesn't arrive by 7 p.m., I'll choose to die with all the hostages by lighting the gasoline instead. 7 p.m. What time is it now?
It's a little before 6.
These are long nowadays. It doesn't get dark even in the evenings. It'll probably start getting dark around 7 p.m. We have only an hour. No, it might explode even before that. Shit! What can I do? What can we do?
What the hell is she talking about? An alien invasion? And she's trying to take the hostages with her? That's just crazy.
Yes, it's absolutely crazy. We can't negotiate with her normally now, especially when she thinks she's absolutely sane.
Moishi-shan, look what comes next.
But what? I'm planning to spray gasoline throughout the classroom. I'm sure you realize just how dangerous that is. If anyone suggests storming up into the room, please tell them exactly how bad an idea that would be. Also, the hostages are anchored down with the U-shaped pike locks. Even if those alien policemen rushed in and killed me, they'd have to cut each lock. But if you try cutting them, you might create sparks. Therefore, you need to completely ventilate the room first. In other words, it'll take an extremely long time to rescue all the hostages from the classroom. Actually, I have a different explosive system set up, other than the gasoline I sprayed. It's a very simple time bomb using gasoline and a kitchen timer. The kitchen timer provides the electricity at a set time. I rip the tip off its plug, so it'll create enough sparks to ignite the gasoline. I've already set the timer to 7 p.m. Even if I'm not around, there'll be an explosion at that time. Excuse me. If the classroom isn't ventilated by that time, it'll explode too. I'm sorry to ask you like this, Oishi-san, but please help me so we can avoid a tragedy. Please let the three families know that Mian Sonozaki, the successor of the head of the Sonozaki family, and Rika Furude, a mascot for the cult of Higurashi-sama, are in this classroom. If anybody from the three family helps you, I'm sure the conspiracy will be exposed by tonight. The alien invasion is going to happen very soon. Please get going quickly. To my ally, Oishi-san, Rene Ryugu. Smash.
I'm the Joker, baby. She set up a time bomb?
Is there...
Can I change her Danganronpa ultimate from the ultimate believer to the ultimate demolitions expert?
Yeah, sure. Do whatever you want, buddy.
Thank you.
Oishi threw the scrapbooks to the ground. Damn it! How can she call me her ally?
Is a kitchen timer like an alarm clock?
Old appliances didn't have timers. A kitchen timer is a device that turns on appliances at a given time. When you plug it in, it provides electricity at the set time so the appliance will come on when you want it to.
Wow, that's convenient.
It's possible to use that to make a time bomb. using a kitchen timer that sure is something a girl would come up with.
Why don't we call the electric company and turn the electricity off? If there's no power, the timer can't go off. But that won't work. If the classroom becomes dark, she'd probably light her lighter.
Maybe we can give her a sleeping pill as an antidote, but it would have to take effect slowly. I'm sure she'll have a hostage to try it first. Be very careful.
Understood. I'll get one ready.
I need to talk to Mayaboto-san one more time. I have to tell him not to let Rin or Ryugu play with the lighter. I also have to tell him to turn the bug off. How about that, by the way? Have you heard anything interesting?
The suspect seems to be abusing a hostage.
Shit.
I think it's Mion Sonozaki.
Jesus fucking Christ. Stop it, Rena. Rena kept hitting Mion, who had her hands tied behind her back. Rena wasn't using her fists, but instead the handle of her hatchet.
Keiichi-kun, you promised me you wouldn't move. If you do, I'll be angry.
Rena's gaze intimidated me. Her eyes were full of madness. I could feel Rena's emotions boiling over on the inside. If I opposed her, she would easily cut Mion's arm off.
What I can't forgive is that you dug up the corpses and turned them into the police. I trusted you. I trusted you.
Rena hit Mion's face over and over. It wasn't just Mion's hands that were tied behind her. Her neck was also tied to a window frame with a bike lock. So there was no way that Mion could protect her face. I didn't know if her forehead was cut open or if her nose was bleeding, but her face was covered in blood. We call that the Crimson Mask. Her blood got on the handle of the hatchet, and every time she got hit with it, more blood was smeared on her face. It's a wrestling term. The handle of the hatchet could easily smash her forehead. It's a wrestling term. Because of her position in the Sonozaki family, Mion couldn't say that she hid the bodies, so all she could do was endure. However, Rena continued to attack her. Rena no longer had any restraint. She might even continue until Mion's front teeth were broken. Stop it, Rena! Haven't you done enough? I'll tell you the truth, so Rena, please stop hitting her.
The truth? What is it, Keiichi-kun?
No, you can't, Kei-chan.
Everyone, please don't listen to what I'm about to say. I may say some disturbing stuff, but it isn't anything wrong. So please don't listen. Even if you hear it, forget that you did. Please.
What are you gonna tell me? Go on, Keiichi-kun.
It's not a complicated story. That was for your sake. We found out afterwards that the place you buried the bodies was going to clear cut this summer. So we thought we had to do something about it, and Mion hid them in a safer place.
You told me that same story the other night. Didn't I tell you that was something Mi-chan made up?
Why would she lie? She wanted to help her friend. Mion did it to help you.
That's a lie. I won't believe it. Why did you do that just without talking to me?
So why did Mion even have to tell her? Mion was trying to be delicate. Mion did her best to hide what Rena did. Mion knew Rena was at her wit's end and that this was why she did it in secret. But Rena didn't want to believe her.
That's not so, Keiichi-kun. How contemptible of you, Mi-chan, to even deceive him. I won't say anything about your tricks during the club activities, but this, I can't forgive you. I can't forgive you. I can't forgive you. I can't forgive you.
Stop it! Don't hit Mion. Mion didn't do anything. I never knew having your hands tied behind your back was that scary. Mion got hit repeatedly with the handle of the hatchet. She could only endure. She couldn't even protect herself with her hands.
Hey, is it true, Mi-chan? If so, why didn't you tell me?
Can't you understand Mion's position? She has to follow certain rules as a member of the Sonozaki family. Shouldn't you be grateful for what she's done for you? I may have said it too aggressively. Rena turned around and glared at me.
That's right, Keiichi-kun. Mi-chan sold me out to the police because of the circumstances surrounding the Sonozaki family. She sold out her friend. I was her friend. I really liked her. That was mean, Meat-chan. I really did like you so much. Why? How could you? Why?
This was senseless. Rena cried as if being bullied, but she was the one doing the bullying. Normally this would be so odd as to be impossible. But I had seen this scene before. I liked you. I trusted you. As I cried, I beat her to death. Rena repeatedly begged me to trust her, yet I beat her. And I know what it's like to be the one doing the beating. Stop, 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 Rena. Don't you realize what you're doing? You're hurting your friends with your own hands. I understand what you're feeling. I know you're sad because your friend betrayed you, right? But that's a misunderstanding. We didn't betray you. We've been thinking about you all this time. But she just couldn't see that. Even if she died, Rena probably wouldn't realize she made a terrible mistake. But someday, you'll realize. Even an insensitive guy like me realized, so Rena would realize it for sure.
God damn it. Sneezes aren't coming out today.
He's getting griefed. And that's when you'll feel even sadder, Rena. You will remember this bloody Mion one day. Then you'll realize that you were the one who made her bloody, and you'll regret that you did. But I was the only one who could understand that, because I remembered. There was no way for Rena to understand or realize that. I wondered if I was suffering the most of all. There was no way to avoid a tragedy. This was exactly the same tragedy, with different actors. The main character was Rena instead of me, but it was the same thing. Where was I? I was in the audience now. I knew how this story ended, but I couldn't come onto the stage. Stop, Rena. Stop. Stop.
Are you crying? What's wrong, Keiji-kun?
I stood up slowly and walked towards Rena. Just like what Rena did for me before, with my arms open. Please stop. Stop this, Rena. You may not know why now. You may not know why you have to stop now, but if you don't, you will regret it someday. So please, stop.
Keiji-kun, I'll be mad if you don't move back to the wall.
Rena's eyes went cold and she lifted the hatchet in her right hand.
Don't. Kei-chan, I'm okay.
Mion told me, but with such a bloody face, how could she be? Are you going to hit me with the hatchet?
If you come any closer, I will, without hesitation. I don't need you anymore, Keiji-kun, but I want to be with you until the end. So please don't make me mad, okay? Okay?
She sounded gentle, but her expression was telling me that there really would be no hesitation. Rena would crack my head open with the hatchet immediately. But who cares? If you were in my shoes, what do you think you would do? What do you think you would do?
Of course. I don't want to die, so I wouldn't oppose my opponent. If they had a weapon, I would be scared.
That's a lie. I know. I know you're strong enough to give up your own life for the sake of your friend. It's my turn now. My turn to be strong. I'm just like you. I won't hesitate to give up my own life for my friends. If you want, I'll give that life to you. So stop this. If you trust your friends, stop hurting her. The same pain will attack you later, so stop. Nobody is trying to scare you. We are all thinking about you. Don't doubt that. Please believe it. Trust me. If you can come to trust me by smashing my head in, go ahead and crush my head with the hatchet. I won't try to protect myself.
Don't come any closer. If you do, I'll light this place up.
Rena lifted the lighter overhead. You fool! How long are you going to dream about such crazy things? What? Oh. You already know that yourself, don't you? That it's all just a bad dream. You want somebody to wake you up. I'm here. I'm here to wake you up from your nightmares.
You're the one who has to wake up, Keiji-kun. Can't you believe that those aliens are trying to invade the village? You believed me back then. Are you doubting me again? Can't you trust me?
Rena opened the lid of the lighter. I could tell her thumb was about to light it. Rina was prepared to die along with everyone else. Rina would die without knowing the truth. She would die believing it was the world that was crazy. She would die cursing everything in the world. That was the storyline of this tragedy, wasn't it? This was the theater from hell. What an interesting script. Who wrote it? A devil?
Oh, self-jerking over here. I like it. I fuck with it.
Shit! I won't let this happen. Don't underestimate Keiichi Maebara, the original main character. Don't think the same storyline will work again. I'll be taking over the script this time, and I'm going to destroy it. I won't let this bad ending take place. I'm going to destroy their expectations. You're the one who doesn't trust me, Rena. Just trust me, shut up, and trust me. This is all for your own sake. As the main character of the previous tragedy, I am telling you this. You just shut up and listen to me.
What are you talking about, Keiichi-kun? Shut up and trust you? You're the one who doesn't trust me, Keiichi-kun. Why don't you believe me?
This is schizo to schizo communication.
Yeah, exactly.
Shut up! I know you're wrong. I know how you'll end up. So I know you're going to regret it in the future. I don't want you to finish your life without realizing what you have done. You just don't know how sad that is yet.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Are you okay, Keiichi-kun?
Yeah, I bet. I bet you have no idea what I'm talking about. I'll tell you. I'll tell you the story of a pathetic guy. Once upon a time, there was a pathetic guy named Keiichi Maebara. He had no complaints about his life, and he spent every day having fun with his friends. But one day, he started to doubt them. After a while, he started to doubt everything. He didn't notice how worried his friends were, and he hurt them, repeatedly. How sorrowful. They trusted each other, but they couldn't let each other know. Can you believe something as stupid as that actually happened? Then, I beat you and Mion. With a metal bat, to the point of death. But you begged me to trust you, until your final moments. You didn't even try to protect your head. You trusted me until your final moments, reaching your hands out to me. I didn't realize what you were doing and beat you to death anyway. Do you know how sinful that was? I bet. You have no idea. That's why I have to make up for what I've done. I'm going to stop you, Rena.
If you come any closer, I'll light the lighter.
Just as you tried to save me with your life, I'm going to save you, Rena. I still remember how magnificent you were when you died. You weren't even afraid of it.
These words will reach him.
Yeah, these words will reach him, she thought.
These words will make Keiichi-kun realize.
Trust me, Rena! Rip Keiichi. That was when Rena hit my head with the hatchet. I crumbled down to the floor. She hit me with the handle, but my head was probably cut open.
How come Keiichi only gets murdered by either himself or girls? When's Oishi gonna kill him? Just the truth.
I felt the blood on my face.
Poor Keiichi-kun. That's not of your own will. The parasites that are living in your brain are controlling you. Oishi-san will find the medicine for it. When he comes, I'll let you take the medicine first. Then you'll be free. You'll return to the Keiichi-kun that I loved. Just hang in there for a little while longer, okay?
The Rena Keiichi shipfic episode.
Damn you.
Oh, that's still Keiichi. Damn you! I heard a phone ringing in the teacher's office. Rena listened to the phone ring for a while, then realized it was for her. Rena tried to answer the phone in the classroom, but she couldn't figure out how to transfer the call, so she decided to answer it in the teacher's office instead.
I'm going to the office for a bit. Don't run away, okay? If any of you are missing, something terrible will happen to me, Chan, okay?
Rena glared at everyone in the classroom, intimidating them, and then left. That was when I heard a honk from the outside. I remembered the signal from earlier. Did Oishi-san want to get in touch with me? I bent down and put the receiver earphone in my ear.
Can you hear me?
No. Hey, can you hear me? This is Kuma guy from Okinomiya Station. Please cough if you can hear me. Hey, very good. Please listen carefully. The gasoline the suspect spread everywhere is very dangerous. The classroom is filled with vaporized gasoline right now. It's like a bomb. Please don't aggravate Ryugu-san, and don't ever let her play with the rider. Please don't provoke her anymore like you just did, okay?
This bug is awful.
It's possible for the gasoline fumes to ignite at the slightest spark. Therefore, please turn the bug off after this communication. That's just to be on the safe side. Also, one last thing. According to the suspect's note, she had set a time bomb.
A time bomb?
She used the kitchen timer to make a simple time bomb, and the classroom will explode if it goes off. We're trying to get some sleeping pills ready to give her as an antidote, but we don't have much time left. According to her note, the timer's set for 7 p.m.
Buh. I looked at the wall clock. It was 6:45 p.m. There was only 15 minutes left. I could hear Rina screaming into the phone.
No, the time has already been set. Hurry up, Oishi-san. I won't wait for even a second longer.
As you can hear, Rina Ryugu is refusing to reset the timer. She's gonna kill herself in 15 minutes.
I remember thinking the same way as Rina after I killed Rina and Mion. I knew the police would come. I thought someone would solve the mystery after I was dead. If that's what Rina was thinking, then she had been planning to kill herself from the beginning. What do you want me to do?
The sleeping pills should arrive soon, but if an explosion took place before we could negotiate, there will be no point. We want you to find the time bomb and disassemble it.
You mean cutting red and blue cords like in the movies?
It's probably simpler than that. According to the suspect, she used a kitchen timer. It's not a battery-operated one, it's one of the ones you plug in. Looks like an alarm clock. Do you see anything in an outlet in the classroom?
There was one outlet in the back and another at the front of the classroom. I checked, but I didn't see anything that was plugged in. No, I don't see anything.
If an ignition was taking place somewhere else, it shouldn't work. It must be somewhere in the classroom.
No, I don't think so. The only cord coming from the hallway is the one for Rena's phone. Is it possible the kitchen timer to be battery operated?
It's the type that is powered by electricity. Could it possibly be in another room? If there was a different room where she would spread gasoline, then the timer could be there.
Are you telling me to check the whole school in 15 minutes? Damn, I'm injured here, you know. But if I stayed here, I'd die in 15 minutes. This wasn't a time to be pessimistic. This was probably my last chance to stop this tragedy from taking place. She spread the gasoline while I went out to deliver the scrapbooks, so she must have done it in a fairly short time. I really didn't think she had enough time to spread it anywhere else other than the classroom. Then where was the time bomb?
We're doing everything we can here, so please help us. That's all. If you don't have any questions, I'll end communication. Is there anything else?
No, not really. Ah, wait, yeah, I do have one thing to say.
And what is it?
Please tell Oishi that he should have never told Rina about my past. If I come out of this alive, I'll punch him, so he better be prepared. Wait, 2 punches. One for telling Rina about me, and another for telling me about Rina.
Based? Asakuma based? I understand. Oishi-san is disappointed in himself for letting Rina Ryugu fool him. I'm sure he'll be happy to let you throw a punch or two. Is that it now?
Yeah. I've already wasted a few minutes here. See ya.
Be safe. Click. Give me more Kuma and Keiichi interactions.
Rina was still on the phone. Oishi-san was definitely trying to stall her. From what I could hear, it sounded like he's telling her that they investigated the main Sonozaki residence and found something awful in their secret basement or something like that. Hey, if you went too far, Rina would believe everything again. Mion was gonna get hit again for lying.
Hey, Keiichi.
Rika-chan and Sadako crawled up to me.
Did you hear?
Oh, whoops. Did you hear?
Traps are my specialty. I can't let Rina-san do this to me.
Sadako realized how serious the situation was as well. The lives of the hostages, including her own, were about to be taken. Yet she tried to remain strong.
Sadako, even if you die, please don't hate Rena. Rena is sick. She was just unfortunate enough to get this tragic disease. Remember? We had so much fun together.
Eh.
Sadako, I still believe both you and Rena are wonderful friends.
How can you still say she's your friend after what she's done to me on Sun?
But can't you understand, Sadako? Once those demons start to act up inside, no matter how tragic the outcome, you just can't stop it.
Eh.
Sadako quietly hung her head.
Dude, free Rat and let Rat run around the building. She's a trap expert. She'll figure it out. Sadako can disarm a bomb. I trust her.
I didn't understand what Rika-chan was trying to say to Sadako, but maybe.
I believe in Rena-san.
There you go.
There you go, Sadako. I hugged Sadako's head. Rika-chan's arms were tied, but she couldn't embrace Sadako, but she put her forehead closer to her in praise. Okay then, I'm asking the world's best trap expert. If you were to blow up this room, where would you set a time bomb?
Yeah, count on me. A device has to be connected to an outlet, huh?
Yeah, that's right. But it could be somewhere else other than this room. It's possible that she sprayed gasoline all over a different room and set the device up there.
No, I don't think she had enough time to do that. She had gasoline hidden close by and only spread it here. This was about all the time she had. That was about all the time she had.
I remember now. Rena told me last night she had to prepare something for today. That means she had things ready since then, at least.
Those are all the hints I get, eh? What a cruel minesweeping game. They're putting the lives of 27 including students, or including Rena, students.
26 including Rena.
Is it 6? Okay. 26 including Rena. In the hands of Sadako playing Minesweeper.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Absolutely humongous.
You can find it, Sadako. If you can't, there's no way I can. I'm wagering all my trust in you.
You can do it, Sadako. In order to save Rena, please find it.
In that case, very well. I shall prove that Renaissance Trap is child play compared to one of my own.
I'm going to ask you one more time. If you were to blow up this room, where would you set a time bomb? Sadako grinned and then closed her eyes to concentrate.
Just cop.
Hey,
Kuma
who
guy.
are you people?
Move over. Who's in charge here? Several cars had arrived, producing several men that weren't from the Okinomiya station. One of the men was wearing a suit. Despite the hot weather, he approached me, pushing Kuma guy aside.
Kasai.
Hey, look who's here! Good to see you again, Otaka-kun from Prefectural Headquarters.
Oh.
You wanna take Otaka-kun?
Bar.
Bar.
Bar, I'm Otaka-kun. Watch your mouth. I'm ranked much higher than you now, so don't address me so casually.
Can I help you with something, Otaka-kun? I'm rather busy at the moment. You can't possibly be thinking about taking over this case. Who approved that exactly?
I did, Oishi-kun.
Chief!
Oh shit.
Chief!
Takasugi? Takasugi-kun has informed me of the situation. He also told me that you started all this. We can go now. The troops will take over.
The troops! Otaka-kun! You aren't going to storm the building, are you?
I understand the risk, but we don't have any time left before the bomb goes off. You've taken too long. We're here to take care of the mess you left behind. Just step back for a minute.
I couldn't talk back if both the chief and the guy from the prefectural headquarters gave me an order.
Kuma guy? Oh, Oishi-san, who the heck? Man, Oishi-san, who the heck is he?
That's Otaka-kun. A long time ago he was showing off even though he was bad at Mahjong, so I taught him a lesson. Or maybe he's still holding a grudge from when I knocked him unconscious in the Gendo tournament. Obviously, we didn't get along.
Give me the latest update, Oishi-kun.
Are you serious about storming the school? We are about to settle this thing peacefully with some sleeping pills. What are you trying to accomplish here?
It's too late for that. If we had another hour, that would be possible. Instead, a special unit from the prefectural police department will move in. Your unit will be their backup.
Chief, you know what's going on, don't you? That classroom itself is turned into a huge bomb. But even the classroom isn't the bomb we're scared of, it's the suspect, Rena Ryogo. We finally calmed her down and found a way to settle this peacefully, and we're about to start the operation. I know we only have about 10 minutes, but I'll make sure this works. I'll continue negotiating. If it doesn't work, I'll be blown up. Then you can sit back and say, I told you so, okay?
Oishi-kun, the special unit from the prefectural department isn't just any old unit. You've heard about the second company, haven't you? What's that, Oishi-san? Is this second company that well known?
Do you remember, about 5 years ago when the JRA hijacked that airplane, Flight 472? I thought that the special counter-terrorist units were put together in Tokyo and Osaka after that incident. So they really do exist.
But why would a special unit from Osaka be here?
Otaka smiled proudly.
We just happen to be holding a training session with your prefectural police unit. We requested their help.
No, you haven't changed, have you? You have a bad tendency to escalate matters quickly. The company members exited the vehicles one after another and took position. They didn't move like policemen. Otaka-kun, are you really gonna have a gunfight here? One shot it's all it'll take to trigger an explosion.
Don't worry. They won't use any firearms. They're using riot shields and riot guns. These guns send out tear gas at high pressure. There will be no issue with the explosions.
Well, I've never heard of such convenient water guns. By the way, can that toy reach the classroom from across the schoolyard?
You don't need to worry about that. You just move over and let us do our job.
As I lifted my arms exaggeratedly, one elbow accidentally touched the car horn, which honked. Of course I did it on purpose.
Kuma?
Sure.
Man, you trying to get Keiichi Mayabara's attention.
Of course. I just hope he heard it.
Well, what are you gonna tell him now?
They're probably thinking about breaking one of the windows with a grenade and then shooting tear gas into that room. They have no idea how serious Rena Ryogo is. Deadly serious. Even the noise of a window breaking could drive her over the edge.
Are you saying that the special... you saying the special unit can't suppress her?
Of course not. That's why we've been so careful. Rena Ryogo has been intending to kill herself this whole time. A raid doesn't work on people who don't care about dying. We only have Mayabara sound now.
Oishi-san, here he is.
Hello, this is Oishi. If you can hear me, please cough. This is an emergency. Please listen.
I have a feeling it's not good news.
Unfortunately, you're right. The prefectural police are getting involved. They're going to ruin everything we've been working for so far. There's a special unit about to break in.
Hey, the only reason I haven't used my pepper spray is because that won't stop her from igniting the gas. A raid won't work.
The prefectural police don't understand that Ryogo-san is prepared to die. They're assuming the lighter is just a threat and she isn't really going to ignite the gas. They'll break in within 5 minutes or so. Please, take the lighter for Rena Ryogo before they move in.
Is that in addition to your order to do something about the time bomb?
Yes, that's right.
You've got to be kidding me. You want me to take the lighter from Rena and do something about the time bomb too, all within 5 minutes? Come on.
You're the only one we can count on. I'm begging you.
How is it, Sadako? Can you think of something?
Yeah, I just have to check on the hallway, first floor, to check whether it's there or not. Knowing Renaissance patterns, if it was on the first floor, it would be there. And if it was on the second floor, it would be there. Keiichi?
I just have to check to see if there's a cord in the hallway on the first floor, right?
It should be there. Rin-a-than within a normal state of mind, I would know for certain. But with her being like this, I really cannot figure out her thought pattern right now.
Okay, I'll do something. We don't even have time to think about it. I'll look into those two options myself. I don't want another tragedy. You demons down in hell. I bet you're just waiting for an amusing ending to unfold while eating some popcorn. I won't let that happen. I'm going to change everything. And then I'm going to make you pick your popcorn off the floor. I spoke to Rina as she continued on with her story about the aliens.
Huh? What is it? What's the matter, Keiichi-kun?
Hey, didn't you hear something just now? Rina went quiet and looked around. Rina had become totally paranoid about everything. Once she became worried, she couldn't ignore it.
Really? Are you sure, Keiichi-kun?
Yeah, I'm sure I heard something. I knew she'd want to check it herself, but she really couldn't leave the room for something like that. So in that case, she'd have to ask me to check it for her. Rina must have been thinking the same thing.
Ugh. Keiichi-kun, can you go check?
Rina gave me an order with a fake smile on her lips. Yeah, okay. Rina watched me go into the hallway. As I did, she spoke to me.
Don't make me angry, okay?
Trust me, I'm your friend.
Yeah, I trust you. I trust you, so don't betray me, okay?
After being freed from Rina, I looked for a cord in a hurry. I didn't even have 5 minutes. The office probably had more outlets than anywhere else. I headed for the teacher's office. Shit. Where were the outlets? Unlike light switches, outlets couldn't always be found near entrances. Damn it, why did the clock in the teacher's office have to make such a loud ticking noise?
Ugh. Don't worry, Keiichi will find it.
Rin-a-than would. If I were Rin-a-than... If Rin-a-than was even more mistrusting than usual, where would she set the trap? A trap expert like myself ought to be able to discern that.
What's this? I saw a plug inserted into the unit under the principal's desk, and I also saw a cord extending under the door to the reception room. There shouldn't have been any reason why a cord had to be extended into that room. The reception room had an outlet of its own. I tiptoed over to the reception room and opened the door. Squeak? The door squeaked as I cracked it open a little. I poked my head inside the reception room. I saw the suspicious cord crossing the room and extending under the door to the hallway. I followed the cord through the reception room. I opened the door to the hallway, and the cord was extending into the storage closet. The storage closet was used to hold cleaning chemicals. I could smell them from here. The cord was extending into there. I carefully opened the door and turned the light on. The cord was attached to another extension cord, and there was an alarm clock that didn't belong in there. I found it. The time bomb. So all I'd have to do was unplug the cord. I picked up the alarm clock. It looked like a normal alarm clock. Actually, it was a normal alarm clock. I remembered Kumagai-san calling it a kitchen timer. He said it was a bit like an alarm clock. But this wasn't a bit like an alarm clock. It was an alarm clock. Wait, didn't alarm clocks use batteries? The alarm clock was a battery-operated one, too. I looked at the extension cord, and there was nothing plugged into it. Huh? What was this extension cord for? Why was this extending all the way from the teacher's office? No, Keiichi.
Nope.
Oh, whoops.
No! Keiichi-san! Run!
Sadako?
That's the wrong place! You've been tricked!
A black shadow was covering me. I felt my body freeze. It was so frozen that I felt it was about to crack. I turned around slowly and saw someone holding a hatchet above their head. Aha! I dropped the alarm clock. It made a noise as it hit the ground.
Why did you follow your extension cord? And why did you have the alarm clock in your hands? Why did you?
All the cells in my body were frozen. This was Rena's trap. Rena was suspicious of everyone, including me. The whole time she thought there was someone connected to the people outside. This was a trap to lure that person out. Only the person outside knew about the time bomb. I was told about the whole thing, so I followed the extension cord, picked up the alarm clock. How stupid of me. Wait, Rena.
I trusted you, Keiichi-kun. How could you?
Rena hit me with the backside of the hatchet earlier. It was painful, but it didn't kill me. But this time, she was holding the hatchet the right way. It wouldn't just crack my forehead. It would split my entire head open. Rena lifted the hatchet mercilessly. She moved slowly as if everything was in slow motion. She looked almost divine. Maybe it really was holy. I was praying, after all. Praying? What was I praying for? I was praying for my life.
Why?
Okay,
Oh?
what is this track? What?
Hit a button.
It was so sudden I couldn't tell what happened. Rika-chan had jumped onto Rena from behind. I didn't know what kind of weapon Rika-chan used, but Rena started moaning. It clearly hurt. That brought me back to reality. I couldn't just watch them. I had to get the lighter from Rena.
Why? Don't think you can win with mere force.
Rena knew I was after the lighter. She closed her fingers around it tightly.
I don't know, might have been.
Rika-chan was grabbing onto the arm. What? Rika-chan was grabbing onto the arm Rena was holding the hatchet in. I wanted to tell her to run, but thanks to Rika-chan, I could use both of my hands to get at the lighter.
Why?
The lighter flew out of Rena's hand. It hit the hallway wall and dropped down to the floor. I picked it up. At the same motion I did, Rena managed to shake off Rika-chan.
Sadako.
Oh. Keiichi-san! I know now! I figured it out!
I heard Sadako screaming from the classroom. Sadako had figured out where Rena hid the time bomb. I wanted to catch Rena, but I didn't have time for that. I had to do something about the time bomb instead.
Keiichi, hurry up and go back to Sadako.
Based Rika, dude! Look at her!
Look at her.
Oh
Read
shit,
your line,
I'm
Daniel.
sorry. Rika-chan had spread her arms, blocking Rena's path forward. What are you doing? Just run!
Keiichi, this isn't the first time I've done this for you. Don't you remember? If I tried a little harder the previous time, you could have made it. So this time, you are going to make it. Just go.
I didn't know what Rika-chan was talking about. But there was one thing I did know. Just like Rena and Mion were ready to give up their lives for their friends, and I was willing to give up mine, Rika-chan was prepared for that too. Therefore, telling Rika-chan to run was like telling her she wasn't my friend. And so, I will depend on my friend Rika-chan. Thank you, Rika-chan!
Sadako.
Keiichi-san! We're running out of time!
Leaving it to Rika-chan, I dashed for the classroom. As soon as Rika heard...
As soon as Rika heard Keiichi's footsteps reach the classroom door, she sighed in relief. As she did, Rena's black shadow came even closer.
You know, Rika's the type of motherfucker to like reload her arms like Henry Cavill does.
That's great. That's just great. This isn't a club activity, you know. You'll be killed for real. You'll be killed by an angry Rena. Huh? You're not afraid of me, are you? You're amazing, Rika-chan.
Rika grabbed a mop as she ran from the storage closet. She picked it up and held it upside down like a spear. Rika's stance told Rena that she was ready to fight. Rika didn't look like a little girl anymore. She looked so brave that Rena was even startled by it.
Boy, you really are amazing. You aren't afraid of getting killed at all, huh? Heh.
Rika smiled cynically.
Rika usually never smiled this way.
Fucking malware bites.
Sorry.
Do you really think I would be afraid of death? I've experienced several hundred deaths up until now. Why should I be afraid of it all of a sudden? You aren't Rika-chan, are you? You're the one I met that night. Show yourself, alien! Where's the real Rika-chan? The real Rika? She's right here. Me pa star.
She's so based! Holy shit!
Ah, the way you're looking down on me. That really is like Rika-chan. I get it. Oyashiro-sama is an alien. The Furude family is descended from him, and therefore, you are descendant of aliens. I'll crack open your head and drag out all of the parasites in your brain. Rena raised her hatchet and charged Rika with a scream. Ha! One swing is all I need to smash your head open. Rena looked like a beast charging towards his prey. Rika took a step backwards and lowered her body, preparing for a counterattack. She did that with no hesitation. Even a minute is plenty. I'll play with you. Come on, Hatchet Girl.
I'm sorry, but the last, 5 minutes has moved Rika from, a B tier character to Oishi Keiichi tier, dude. What the fuck?
If you not get it, Keiichi-san? All the hints were already in place this morning.
Calm down, Sadako. Explain more slowly so I can understand. What are you trying to say?
It's simple. If you just remember. Come on, it's quite obvious when you do.
Hey, something stinks today. Close the windows. Silly, it'd be hotter in here if we close the windows.
We had been smelling gasoline coming from outdoors. There was no forestry service people in the office, so they weren't doing any work today. The smell wasn't coming from anything they were doing. In other words, it was the smell of Rena's gasoline. Rena hid the gasoline near the classroom. She had it in a plastic container. You can't smell gasoline that's in a plastic container. So in other words, she had more gasoline ready just in case the container she used to spread it around the classroom. Where was the smell coming from? Was it coming from outside? Vaporized gasoline is heavier than air. It stinks. There was another.
Sinks.
It stinks.
It sinks.
It stinks. There was another hint other than that.
What? A ball is missing. You hit it again, didn't you, Hojo?
Why would I hide such a stupid thing? If I was going to hide something, I'd hide something better than that. Kids who love to play with their ball never lose it. It should have been in the same place it always was, but it was gone. So that must mean Rena used it for something. The gasoline was coming from above. A ball was missing, so maybe it was stuffed somewhere. Rena-san blocked the drain with the ball and poured gasoline in the drain canal. Where? On the roof of the second floor. I was gonna say some shit like it was above, bro.
Yeah, it's in the gutter.
Because you gotta think about, to ignite the classroom, it's gotta be connected enough to hit the classroom with the explosion, right? And if it's not on the first floor outside, it's gotta be up top.
The drain canal extended along the roof of the second floor and then came straight down to the ground.
Oh, this is still Sadako.
Whoop. If it had been plugged and filled with gasoline, it was like a huge Molotov cocktail that extended from the ground to the roof of the second floor. Furthermore, the drain canal ran by the classroom windows. If the channel exploded, the classroom would explode too. Therefore, the time bomb must be...
I bet she ran an extension cord out the second floor window. It's on the rooftop. I picked up a pair of scissors and cut Sadako's bonds. By the way, how did Rika-chan free herself from the rope?
I apologize for not being thin enough to slip out myself.
I rubbed Sadako's head. Take care of the rest here. I'm going to get up on the roof. As I jumped out of the classroom, Sadako stopped me.
Keiichi-san, here!
What is it? Something silver sailed through the air. I caught it. It was a metal bat.
Bitch it, Satoshi! Fucking bitch it, Satoshi!
That's Nini's. Make sure you give it back to me, okay?
Sure thing. Thanks, Sadako.
God damn it! Yes!
Bitch it, Satoshi!
The metal bat fit right in my palm. I didn't even feel its weight. It really eased my mind. The name Satoshi was written on the handle. This was the bat that belonged to Sadako's brother, Satoshi. He was the victim of last year's tragedy. You and I, we're the same. I won't let another tragedy take place.
I'll treat this as a gift from you, who is waiting in the wings. Let's rip apart the script of this demonic tragedy together. Let's go, Satoshi! I love their bromance so much, man. It's the only thing I care about. As I tried to run up the stairs, I heard a loud noise coming from the hallway by the teacher's office. I saw Rika-chan rolling on the floor. Damn, Rika-chan. You held out as long as you could.
Damn it. If my body were 5 years older. You're next, Keiichi-kun! Whoa!
Shit! I have to go. I have to get to the rooftop.
How did you figure it out? How did you? Still, I won't let you get up there.
Rinna's face looked unbelievably scary. She was ready to rip me apart if she caught me. In that case, just try me. I jumped up the stairs, skipping every other step. I turned on the bug in my pocket. I didn't have time to put the earphone in. As Rinna flew up the stairs, her foot got caught on a jump rope. She tripped, and then 3 buckets fell on her head. Okay! The result of Sadako's trap.
Ow! Ow, 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 ow! It was you, It was Sadako-chan, huh?
Sadako leaned against the wall and waved her index finger in a mocking gesture. What a shitter, dude! Oh, you were pretty good, but you were about 300 million light years too early to go up against a trap expert like me.
Sadako-chan, light years are unit distance, not time.
Smash! The 4th bucket hit Sadako on the head. I continued up to the rooftop. Rinna ignored Sadako and ran after me.
Oh, that's you.
Oishi-san! I did it! I got the lighter! I know where the time bomb is. It's on the rooftop in the drain canal. I'm headed up there right now.
Oh, come on.
Holy shit, I'm so immersed. Hold on.
Hey, Oishi-san, is that... Oishi-san, is that it?
Oishi grabbed a pair of binoculars from Kumagai and looked at the rain gutter from on the rooftop. There was something like an alarm clock sitting there. The cord from the clock was extending into the 2nd floor window. It was so obvious, but they didn't even notice it until just then. Sadako was working hard to remove her classmate's restraints, but she couldn't do anything about the bike lock on Mion's neck.
Just run, everyone. Forget about me.
That doesn't sound like Mion-san. Why not act like our club president, even in a situation like this? All you have to do as our president is to give me an order to undo this lock, okay?
Sadako reached for the back of her collar and produced a bent hairpin.
I guess it's neutral.
Oh, yeah.
Sadako opened the window, climbed into the windowsill, and faced the bike lock that was restraining Mion.
Everyone open the curtains and the windows, then run.
But Class Prez, what about Mayabara-san?
The police will help Kei-chan. You all need to run as soon as possible. Uh-huh. Did you unlock it already?
To me, this type of lock is child's play.
The binoculars are trained on the classroom. All the curtains were open, as well as all the windows. The children, in turn, were all running out into the schoolyard. Oishi pushed Otaka to the aside, then grabbed his radio and yelled into it. All units, go! 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 Secure the hostages! The suspect is going up to the 2nd floor, running after one of them.
Hey, what are you doing?
Otaka tried to grab the radio from Oishi, but Kumagai stepped
I
in.
love Kuma, man.
Oishi-kun, give me back the radio!
There was a dull noise and Otaka crumbled to the floor, convulsing.
He just got tased, man! Yeah, oops, sorry. I guess my knee happened to hit your balls.
Kumagai's so based!
The classroom is still filled with gasoline. Be very careful. You are forbidden from using any gas bombs or flares. Again, do not use any gas bombs or flares. The whole place will blow up. Will blow.
Support unit to HQ. We've secured 24 hostages. One is injured.
This is the assault unit. We are trying to take control of the 1st floor. We've got a problem. The electrical room is locked and we can't get in.
You can't get in. Can you break down the door?
It's located directly opposite of the classroom. The smell of gasoline is strong here. We might ignite the gas when breaking down the door. Well, wait, further orders.
Shit.
Well, it's Oishi.
Yeah, Oishi.
Shit! We could have just turned the power off. Forget the electrical room. Go secure the second floor.
That's
Assault unit, roger that. Alpha, go, go, go. No, Otaka-kun, what are you going to do if you fail to secure the electrical room?
That's what the special unit was for.
This is the problem with rich boys. We'll just have to secure the clock's outlet for now.
Sniper unit to HQ. I can see a male hostage on the rooftop of the first floor. Oishi-san, that's Maya-bara-kun.
Give me this. Maya-bara-san, give me the speaker. Maya-bara-san, the clock is plugged into the back room on the second floor.
I shook my head repeatedly. I couldn't do that. Rinna was coming after me, so I couldn't head that way. What else could I do? The only way was to go up to the roof of the second floor and get the clock from there.
Maya-bara-san, continue up to the roof of the second floor. I'll direct you from there.
Oishi-san was telling me to go further up. Sadako only told me that it was on the rooftop of the second floor, and she didn't tell me where exactly. She only said it was in the drain canal, but maybe Oishi-san found it with his binoculars. I put my foot on the railing of the veranda and ran up to the rooftop. I had never felt so light. I felt like I could lift myself with just 2 or 3 fingers.
That's it, keep going. It's at the furthest end of the drain pipe. You only have 30 seconds.
Heh, 30 seconds would be plenty of time. I could get there in half that.
Whoosh. Dude, we have budget!
Over there. What was that? Was that it? It was!
As Sniper Unit to HQ, I can see the suspect on the rooftop of the first floor.
No, I wish you could fire, but you're using live ammo, aren't you? It's not tear gas or anything, is it?
No, it's live ammunition.
Use those in the military! Japanese police don't need anything like that. Maya-bara-san, she asked of you! Hurry! She'll be there soon.
How many more seconds do I have? Who cares? Whoa!
Fucking love Keiichi.
Gamer. I slid down the roof and grabbed the kitchen timer that was sitting on the drain pipe, which was filled with gasoline. There was a cord with a copper wire attached to it. This was supposed to create sparks and start an explosion. The hands on the clock kept moving, with the second hand trying to reach the minute hand. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Whoa! I threw it to the ground. A moment later, I heard a noise of something breaking. Did I do it?
Assault Unit to HQ, the time bomb has been stopped.
Yeah! Yes!
Oishi-san, we did it! We did it!
Yes, yeah, Maya-bara-san, good job!
Sadako, Keiichi-san certainly made me nervous. Cutting it so close isn't elegant, you know.
Not only policemen, but the children who were on their way to the ambulances started raising their voices in cheer.
Could you imagine watching your classmate disable a bomb? Oh shit. Disable a fucking time bomb? Oishi-san, there's a message from the fire department. The scene is still dangerous, so they order all units to retreat immediately.
Isn't the time bomb gone though?
Although the ignition device is gone, it's still extremely dangerous. The lives of the assault unit might be at stake.
Damn. What about Maya-bara-kun up there? Can he jump off?
Oishi-san, according to the map, there's a flower bed by the school building. We'll tell him to jump in there.
Oishi to all units. Stop the operation. Fall back immediately. Fall back. Alpha here. Roger that.
Beta here. Roger that. Fall back. Fall back.
Can you hear me, Maya-bara-san? Ryuko-san too. It's too dangerous to stay there. It might explode at any minute. There's a flower bed by the school building. Jump down there.
A flower bed? Damn it, I can't see it from here.
Okay. Piss break.
Okay.
Left.
Aye. There we go. But it didn't sound like I had enough time to be looking for it. I noticed a white hand at the edge of the roof, followed by Rena's head. Rena slowly crawled up to the rooftop. I waited for her there.
I never thought you would find it. It was all for nothing.
Rena scratched at her throat. The band-aids peeled off and her throat started to bleed. It's game over, Rena! We were confronting each other on the rooftop of the second floor. This wasn't a club activity, but a real battle. Rena was glaring at me with hatred at first. But maybe because she had already given up, she started smiling wickedly. I heard the chorus of the Higurashi in the background, as if to cool us down from the heat of battle. I didn't think we needed their service yet, though.
Yeah, if it was a board game, you'd have reached the goal and won. But this isn't a game. So this isn't the goal. It's a dead end.
Shit. You don't give up, do you? Rena, you really are strong. You never give up. You fight until the bitter end. You keep believing until that point, too.
Praise like that won't make me happy now. You ruined everything that I had risked my life for, Keiichi-kun. I was simply trying to protect our species from the aliens. You ruined it. If humans go extinct, it'll be your fault, Keiichi-kun. That will be recorded in history.
I didn't mean to laugh, but I couldn't help it. My name would be written down in the history books of the aliens as ones who destroyed by the human species. Somehow that sounded kinda cool. Rena, no matter what you have to say, I've won this game. I've already won, and you just don't want to admit it. That's all.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
But maybe that's not how it works. A game doesn't end when there's a winner. It ends when there's a loser. That means, for me, winning isn't enough. And then I imagine he takes the bat and wham and like slams it into the roof to make noise. Mm-hmm. You know?
What do you mean?
I know Keiichi. He's a man of showboating to the very fucking end. I tapped my shoulder with the metal bat, gesturing for Rena to come at me. I'm going to make you understand that you've lost. I won't run or hide. Do you know why? According to the rules of our club, we don't run from our enemies. I'll prove to you that you've already lost, Rena. Are you ready? Parasites and aliens? How stupid. Who would believe in things like that these days? I can only laugh. Ha ha ha.
You never believed me in the first place, yet you pretended you did. How dare you deceive me? I won't forgive you. I'll never forgive you.
I don't care if you believe in those things, but I would never believe in anything that's stupid. Well, if I did have to believe in anything like that, I'd rather believe in the buried treasures of
Tokugawa.
Of
Of the Tokugawa Shogunate.
the Tokugawa Shogunate.
You never played fucking Total War Shogun?
No.
Loser.
But if you still want me to believe, don't you remember our club's rules?
Whoever concedes victory is the correct one.
There you go. Rena and I grinned at each other as we went around in circles on the rooftop. We both checked the distance between us. If you can take me down, I'll believe in your alien stories. I'll perform a mysterious dance every morning and night to call for UFOs to come and beam up livestock. But Rena, if I take you down, then I want you to be ready.
I don't think you even need to think further than that. I don't think you do. You'll never defeat me.
It's just the first chapter all over again, man. Rena came at me with a heavy strike.
Wow.
I caught it easily with the metal bat. I looked up and there were some sparks.
It looked like.
Oh, it looked like there was some sparks. This was finally getting interesting. Hey, maybe you shouldn't say that yet. You might be wrong, you know. When I went through a whole lot of fierce battles in our club, I learned something. I learned about myself. Now I know what I need to bring out my ultimate power.
Really? I wonder what it is. I wonder.
Rina, your hatchet can be a powerful weapon, but my metal bat is as powerful as your hatchet. Sure, it doesn't have a blade, but it reaches farther and it's easy to handle.
Fucking.
I won't be going for a
Boy.
defensive battle. I'm going to fight you face to face, and I'm going to defeat you. I'm sure I'm stronger than you physically, but you're better at drawing out your true potential, Rina. In other words, we're equally matched. This is great. I won't need to hold back at all.
So, what are you gonna do after you beat me? Take that, that, and that. I think I might have the upper hand.
Huh. I'm just warming up. Just you wait and see. Wait and see what I do after I take you down. We both put a lot of chips on the pile. Prepare yourself for having to make a big payout.
Aren't you counting your chickens before they've hatched? Your bluffing is just pathetic.
You don't get it, do you? My strength increases in proportion to my reward, don't you know? Let's see. You'll be my personal maid. Starting from the moment I wake up until I go to sleep at night, you'll serve me all day, every day. With Coach's help, you'll be wearing a different costume every day. Wait, until I go to sleep at night. What if I make it so that you won't let me sleep instead? How about that?
That's so like you, Keiji-kun. No, thank you. Actually, I'll win. I'll make you my servant.
Holy shit, he's actually winning Rina back by beating the fuck out of her on a roof. He's actually undiluting her by trial by combat.
We both laughed like crazy people as we struck at each other. It was strange how much fun it was becoming. Rina and I were trying to kill each other, and yet, it was a blast. Sparks were flying. We could get seriously injured. If we fell off the rooftop, we'd break our bones. Yet this was so much fun. I had been mourning and crying all day today while Rina terrifies me. How did all that turn into this? The two of us can't be serious even if we try. Even with sparks flying, we can only goof around.
Too bad. That's not me. I like being elegant and graceful. You can have fun goofing around by yourself, Keiji-kun.
Rina's next strike came at a strange angle, but I managed to deflect it. Whoa! Zaha! That's too weak. You're done.
Haha! Finally, I'm all warmed up. This is just a warm-up, right?
Huh? Stupid. This isn't even a warm-up. This is like taking a walk. Hey, you're all sweaty.
Instead of sweat, you'll be covered in your own blood. My Bola-san! Excuse me. My Bola-san, jump off! Come on, jump! He isn't even listening to us. He's so into it that he can't even hear anything. Oh, fuck.
Okay.
Kill my guy.
Hey, Oishi-san!
Oh, sorry. What was it? What is it?
What do you mean, what is it? We have to figure out a way to rescue him.
Oishi couldn't figure out why he was distracted, considering the seriousness of the situation. He was so engrossed in watching the two of them fight with the sunset behind them. He was engrossed in watching the two of them fight with the sunset behind them. But Oishi wasn't the only one. Everyone watching was captivated by the battle on the rooftop.
This is one of those just let them cook moments.
At the moment, a sudden loud voice broke the silence. My Bola-san, hang in there! Careful, don't fall! The students who were about to climb onto the ambulance were cheering him on. Mion was being loaded into a stretcher with bandages around her head, but even she sat up, captivated by the
But as what was Rena and Keiichi's
Me, I'm the
duel.
type of motherfucker to be like, don't take me yet. I gotta watch the end of this. I gotta see the end of this shit. You can't take me in the hospital. I don't care.
Our once happy days were supposed to have shattered due to a series of misunderstandings. They were supposed to be irretrievable, but, why? Why did I feel this way? This was such a close game, but it wouldn't be fun to stay in a stalemate forever. Rena and I kicked at each other with perfect timing and increased the distance between us. Hey, this is a blast. What do you think, Rena? Isn't this just the best?
I've been having fun since the very beginning. But it'll be over once more. It'll be even more fun to split your head open, Keiichi-kun. Split open.
Wow, that's dangerous. Over here. Come back over here. Let's use more space.
I think it was Rena. Something like this doesn't happen too often. Let's enjoy it as much as we can.
Sure.
I mean, it
We
looked like
combine both of them.
like she
It's-
like fucking she was on the screen then left
Oh.
like in accordance with that. Actually,
Fair.
I don't know. This would make a great picture. Look, there's a beautiful moon behind us. The breeze feels great.
It was such a fantastical scene. Two people were fighting on the rooftop of the school building, with the moon behind them. It was almost unbelievable. All the policemen and children looked at that mysterious and fantastical scene from a distance, completely entranced.
Everyone was thinking the same thing, but nobody said anything. Why does it look like they're having fun?
Getting all fired up in a breeze this cool. It reminds me of the Watanagashi Festival. I don't really like to sit back and enjoy the cool of the evening in silence. When the moon comes up, I turn into an animal. All of us club members went crazy on the night of the Watanagashi. The mayor scolded us by the end of it, but we laughed at each other and promised to do the same thing again next year.
Going crazy on the moon, huh? That sounds cool, doesn't it? Maybe we're already crazy.
Yeah, I feel the same. We're having fun trying to kill each other. We must be mad already. This must be what insanity is like.
Some people, I don't know. Some people say the moon has the power to arouse passions in people. Maybe that's true, and maybe it's not. One thing for sure. There's Keiji.
One thing that's for sure is even if it were a new moon tonight, we would still feel the same way. As our surroundings got darker, the sparks we created with each hit started to look like fireflies. Hey now, isn't there gasoline in the drain pipe right nearby? Who cares? If an explosion happens, it happens.
Hey, what are you doing? Are you getting too sweaty to hold the bat? Why don't you take a break and dry your hands off? I'll split your head open while you do that, though.
That's a good one. Isn't your skirt clinging to your legs? You can take it off if you want. I'll just watch you instead of attacking. Based?
Really? Then I'll give you a good blow to the head while you're chowned by my legs.
They're fucking delusional, man. This really is so much fun, isn't it, Rena?
Yep, it sure is.
We flew, we danced. We struck, we laughed. We stepped back once in a while to catch our breath, then charged at each other again and let the sparks fly. We aimed at each other as we went around in circles at the rooftop of the school, our special stage. Rena and I were sweaty, but we weren't exhausted yet. The beads of sweat rolling down my body just tickled me. We exchanged furious blows one after the other. Neither of us was at advantage or disadvantage. Neither of us exulted in a victory or raged in defeat. The battle with Rena in itself was fun. It was like a dance. A dance I couldn't dance by myself. It was a dance I could only dance with someone whom I was equally matched. Didn't you think the same thing I did when we did that club activity with the whole class?
The day we dueled with water guns.
Yeah, I did.
We
wanted to fight like this again.
As we thought that way on the rooftop, our classmates down below must have thought the same. Our fight was so pure and passionate that everyone thought the same thing. We want to join them.
It was the same back then. We were using water guns, but we did the same thing.
But this is far more fun. I don't have to worry about how much water I have left in my gun.
Yeah, and we can't create sparks with water guns.
We couldn't strike at each other like this either. We both were breathing hard, waiting for the right timing to take a step forward. In the midst of that, we grinned at each other. Sketchy? This is exactly what I said then, but I'm gonna say it again.
Okay then, I'll respond just the same.
We both smiled wickedly in the same moment. This is so much fun. I don't even want to end this.
Don't hate me if you lose.
No, I won't. I'd hate myself for ending this game. But I know I won't be the one to cry in the end.
I don't know about that. Your feet are getting weak as if they're made of straw.
Shut up! Whoa! Everyone was captivated by our fight. They were swept up in our fight. We both had weapons. Weapons deadly enough to seriously hurt one another. But we were both perfectly matched, and neither of us had hit the other yet. Why did they look so happy? This was just ridiculous. All the people below... neutral? Maybe?
No.
Okay. All the people below were just watching this fight on the rooftop with the beautiful moon as a backdrop. Not even the police could stop them. This was impossible.
Keep going.
This battle was absurd and absolutely impossible. Sadako?
Yeah.
Keiichi-san, try to stay in the middle of the roof. Use the height to your advantage.
Sadako and some of her classmates cheered Keiichi on, but there were some who were cheering for Rena too.
Isn't Rika just dead?
Why?
Oh, I thought she died. I thought Rena killed Rika.
No.
Okay, cool.
She just like
No, I'm 2 thumbs up. I'm glad Rika is not dead.
to them, this was no longer a fight to the death. It was just the second round of their water gun battle. A club activity is a club activity, and a game is a game. This was just a second round, so nobody would die. Even though they had real weapons, nobody thought they would get hurt. Rika wasn't cheering. She was just looking up at the rooftop. I've never seen anything like this before.
I like her, like, drawn on Sharpie eyebrows.
Exactly. Rika thought to herself. She thought Keiichi could win, not just against Rena. Rika thought Keiichi could even destroy the walls of the maze of tragedies that had no exit. Come on, guy.
Hey, Oishi-san, what are the snipers doing? The suspect's trying to harm the hostage. Fire immediately.
Oh, that's Otaka.
Oh, yeah, whatever.
When he said fire, I was like, oh. As Otaka yelled into the radio, Mion screamed for him to stop.
No, no! Don't shoot Rena! Rena isn't crazy anymore. She isn't who she was earlier. That's a different Rena. So please don't shoot her.
What do you mean she's different? Look! She's swinging around that weapon. She's trying to kill him. Unless we shoot her down, the hostage is in danger.
No, no. Don't shoot at Rena. If you shoot Rena, Kei-chan will kill you for sure. I can guarantee it.
Why would he kill me?
They aren't trying to kill each other. They're just having fun creating sparks. Can't you see? Kei-chan is talking to her too. He's telling her that they're equal. That means she can trust him more than anyone. Kei-chan will wake Rena up. No, he's already waking her up. Rena's nightmare is almost over.
Keiichi-kun, you're the best. I don't even want to kill you anymore. A world without you would be so boring.
Ha! Thanks for the compliment. I appreciate it. So what's gonna happen to the world, huh? Aren't aliens trying to invade it?
You know, I don't even think I care about aliens or parasites anymore. If the world is gonna perish, go ahead and perish. Who cares about the conspiracy of the three families anyway?
That's right. Even if a meteor hits the Earth tomorrow.
Nothing could be more fun than this moment.
The absolute fucking madman did it, dude.
He did it.
Hey, aren't you supposed to die tonight due to some poison? You sure don't look like you only have a few hours left to live.
That's right. I completely forgot about that. I'm supposed to clear out my throat and die tonight. Hey, that's the scenario you came up with.
Oh yeah. Hey, that's the scenario you came up with. Don't forget. Come on, scratch your throat once in a while at least. Hey, I know it doesn't itch anymore, does it? It definitely doesn't. This is more fun than scratching your throat could ever be.
Yeah, this dance of ours really is way more fun.
I wished it would never end, but my body was screaming. I was breathing hard and felt dizzy from the lack of oxygen. My upper body felt as light as a piece of paper, as if even a slight breeze could take me away. It really had been a blast, but I needed to end it soon. I felt the same sadness in that water gun fight. Back then, it had been declared a draw. I wonder what'll happen this time.
Who knows? But one thing is for certain.
What?
I love doing this with you.
Me too. I jumped backwards and slammed the roof with my bat. The sound was intense as a huge drum, and the noise woke up the people who were captivated by our fight. The silence returned and the chorus of the Higurashi filled the air. Okay, let's pause for a moment.
Sure. Let's end this with one more strike.
We started to move slowly and increase the distance between us. Everyone realized it. This fight was ending very soon. Okay, this is it. I'm going to ask you one more time.
What is it?
Hey, you're betting something on this, right? Isn't that why you were fighting?
I did? Sorry, I forgot.
You're hopeless. Okay, listen carefully. If I win, you'll become my personal maid and serve me every day. You'll have to introduce me to others as your master.
My uniform better be cute.
Of course it will. There will be a variety of uniforms, ranging from old-fashioned ones to ones that are a little dangerous. They'll be custom made, so they'll fit you perfectly. How about that?
My goodness. I don't intend to lose, but that could be fun somehow.
Keiichi just proposed to this woman on the roof while she's trying to kill him. A man after my own heart. I could never love a character more, dude. Holy shit. I fucking love Keiichi, man. What the fuck?
If you win, Rina. I paused for a moment. If you win, I'll believe your stories. Rina was happy just until a moment ago, but that expression suddenly wiped from her face. Aliens are invading the Earth, and we have parasites in our brains. The Sonozaki family is pulling the strings, they're researching the parasites in secret, and aliens will be in control of the world starting tomorrow. I will believe that. Also, since you're dying tonight, I'll make sure you go peacefully, so don't worry.
It's not fun if I win, is it? Your reward sounds a lot more fun, Keiichi-kun.
Well, what can I do? You did all this because of what I just said, right?
Yeah, I guess. Sorry, I almost forgot.
Oh, dude. He's so smart. He's literally built better than most. You just gaslight her into letting you win. And then you gently walk up and just bonk her, and then that's it. We're done. It's GG. Go next. He's so good.
Rena smiled sadly for a moment, but soon that expression was wiped off her face too. I'm going to win no matter what. I want my personal maid.
Boo boo. It's not fun if I win.
Then do you want to change it? What do you want? Finally, Rena smiled happily again. The breeze dried our sweat. It was a good feeling. We no longer went crazy, even with the moon out. We could finally enjoy the coolness of the evening. It would be so nice if we could just lie down on our backs and gaze at the moon. Still, smiling a little, Rena spoke.
I want the same reward as yours, Keiichi-kun.
The madman did it.
I
He dueled her on a rooftop.
He literally went. He literally fucking said, "This woman is schizophrenic. She's gonna claw her throat out. She's trying to kill Mion. She killed 2 people already. She's gonna kill me. She almost killed Rika. Let's fight to the death so I can solve your delusions, and then I'm going to propose to you."
Fucking madman, right?
Can I respect a character more? Can I want to be a character more? This motherfucker is... Oh God, how long have we been paused? We have not been paused long. I am very doubtful. I'm very doubtful. I'm very doubtful. I don't care, I want it framed.
He wants the fucking
I don't care, I want it framed.
He wants the framed. Desktop.
Frame it.
Fucking streaming, recordings. Is it gonna go here or is it gonna go here?
It's in here. I have no idea where we've been at.
It's quick. We're safe. We're safe. We're safe.
Frame it. I'm back to what I said. I don't care.
He wants it framed.
I want you to frame this screenshot. I want this framed. I want it in like a nice fucking frame. Just and I will fucking put a goddamn nail. Where am I gonna put it? You know what?
He's taking down the shadow box?
I'm gonna put it right there, right above my fucking keys. It is right above my keys. I will look at that goddamn frame every single fucking time I walk into my bedroom. And you know what I will think? I will think, holy shit, I aspire to be half the fucking man that Keiichi Maebara is. And I will think it every goddamn day on that fucking wall. That's what I want. I would love to be a fucking millionth of a man Keiichi Maebara is.
Yeah.
I'm dead serious. This isn't a bit. I'm not being funny. I want it fucking framed. And that will be my prized fucking possession.
Your birthday's in like June or something, right?
It's in September.
Fuck.
You got a little ways to go. I want it framed. I literally don't have to care about any other character that will ever be created in media for the rest of my life. This is the only one that I care about.
I want the same reward as yours, Keiichi.
This is all I give a shit about. The game doesn't. We don't have to keep playing. Like, I can be done. I'm fine. The game can end. It doesn't matter, man. What? You want me to be your maid? That's something.
You don't have to be my maid, but the rest is the same. I want to say good morning to me every morning, and good night every night. I want you to treat me well and let me play around all the time. I guess no matter who wins, we'll always be together.
Dude, Keiichi Mion Enjoyers in shambles. Keiichi Mion Enjoyers in fucking shambles right now. I take back what man, fuck Mion. Fuck Mion. Keiichi and Mion Enjoyers in shambles. Keiichi Mion stocks are down right now.
They're down.
Sell. Dump all of your money into Keiichi.
No, it'll go back up. We're going to the moon,
No, it's down.
It's gonna go to the moon.
It's down, bro. You're not in a valley. You're on the end of a bell curve, bro. It ain't coming back up. Keiichi Rena went down a valley. We're on the skyrocket right now. He not only almost died to this woman, he secured a bad bitch in the same night. He literally secured the bag. It doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter, man. We'll be together, but the one who gets special treatment is different.
Why am I fighting with someone I like so much?
I don't know. Why are we on the rooftop? Why did we even come up here in the first place?
I don't know. I forgot.
Maybe we're both airheads. That's why we floated up here.
Yep, we're airhead buddies.
We're buddies, alright. Well then, shall we get started? I don't want to cool down too much.
You're right. We better finish up before it gets too cold.
We readied our weapons and took our stances.
I was going to suggest that we stop this. I really was.
I shook my head slowly. No, we have to finish this. Otherwise it won't end. Our fight won't end. We can't quit. We have to bring it to an end.
This isn't right. It's possible that no matter who wins or loses, there'll be no reward.
Even if that happens, we shouldn't hate each other. So I'm going to tell you this now.
What?
It was fun.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
Rena, even if one of us dies, we'll see each other again. And when we do,
We'll have fun in a normal way. We'll laugh together in a normal way. And we'll fall in love in a normal way. We won't doubt each other. We'll trust each other. We'll trust each other. And we'll meet again. Right? For sure, right?
yeah, for sure. Tears appeared in Rena's eyes. I noticed I was about to break down too. Okay. Are you ready? There was no signal, but we stepped forward at the same time. Our shadows jumped in the moonlight. We were fighting so viciously earlier, but now it was like we were moving very slowly. We must have looked like a shadow play. Everyone was watching the shadows dance. Rena's shadow hit my metal bat violently. As a result, I let go of it. The metal bat bounced onto the roof, then rolled down to the schoolyard. I had lost my weapon. Here was Rena's chance. Of course, she wouldn't miss it. I was lying flat on the roof, and Rena got on top of me. Rena's knees were holding down my arms. There was no way for me to fight back. Come on, Rena. Don't fumble the bag. Do not fumble the bag. The moon was divided into two. The shadow of Rena's hatchet had split the moon right down the middle. This was the end. Shit. That was good. I can't even pull my arms away.
Hey, Keiichi-kun. It's over, right?
Not yet. It's not over until you swing down your hatchet.
I don't wanna.
Huh?
I don't want to. I don't want to.
Dude. He's so good. He's so good. He's so good. He's so fucking good at what he does, man. It's Keiji the Rizzler by Aparo, dude. Oh my fucking
He's the magician
God.
of words.
What a lord. What a fucking lord. I would follow this man into hell. I would follow this fictional fucking character anywhere he asks. Oh my God. Rena's arms were still raised, but tears were pouring from her eyes. What happened? What went wrong?
No.
Oh,
What
whoops.
happened? What went wrong? I loved everyone and I trusted everyone. When did I start to doubt them? I don't know why I'm doing this to you. I don't know. Why am I doing this to people I love so much?
You realized it. You realized it in this world.
I can't believe myself. Every day was so much fun, but why? Why? I didn't have any complaints. I didn't worry about anything. So why did I try to destroy everything with my own two hands?
Holy shit, she did it. Rena, you're incredible. After I killed you and Mion, I didn't realize I had done anything wrong, so I left a note and called Oishi-san. I still believed that someone else was at fault, until, even after I was dead. I didn't even notice I had sinned. How sad it was to kill my friends because of a little misunderstanding, even when they were trying to help me, and how painful it was to not realize it was a sin. Therefore, you're amazing, Rena. You didn't kill any of your friends. You came to your senses before you committed a sin. You're incredible, Rena. Just incredible. You're totally different from me. Rena stood up slowly and lowered her hatchet.
I hurt my friend. I hurt me-chan.
Just apologize to her. Personally, I appreciate that wounds will help me tell the twins apart.
I've already killed
Huh? No, you haven't. Who did you kill?
Rina Mamiya and Tepe Hojo.
Ah, those two.
I thought it was right to kill them, but the day I killed them, the world started to go crazy. Did that mean that was wrong to kill them?
I don't know if it was right or wrong, but it wasn't the best thing you could have done.
What do you mean, the best thing?
Don't you know? I grabbed Rena's head and embraced her. Then I told her. I told her something so simple. It was so simple that anyone could think of it. But Rena didn't do it. I didn't do it either back then. If you're in danger, or you feel like doubting others, or something sad happens, it was so simple. You should talk to your friends.
That's right. You're right. Oh.
Rena cried in my arms for a while. She cried about the wrong choices she made at the very beginning. The choice couldn't have been hard to see. I'm sure it was something that was within her grasp. How stupid it was to worry about it by herself. She had friends. She had friends whom she trusted. Why did she think she could talk to her friends? What? Fuck. Why did she think she couldn't talk to her friends about it?
I was wrong. Why didn't I talk about it? Everyone trusted me, so why didn't I trust them?
I was the same way before. That's why I won't laugh at you. But you realized it. You realized it a lot sooner than I did. We will trust each other. We will never doubt our friends. We will rely on each other. We will talk to each other and help each other. That's why friends are always happy, and why we can endure anything together. Okay, Rena. Why don't we respond to the curtain call? This is really the end of everything.
What do you mean by the curtain call? What do you mean?
Well, I was just talking to myself. Come on. We stood up together, holding hands. The moon was hanging behind us. When I nodded, Rena threw away her hatchet. It disappeared into the darkness below. Then I spoke to the audience in hell, the demons who weren't expecting this ending. I was proclaiming victory. That's all for tonight. We overcame this tragedy. We'll never doubt each other again. We'll be united forever. No matter what disaster might befall us, don't think we'll ever yield. Who cares about tragedy? Who cares about disaster? Even if the script is written by demons, we'll tear the whole thing to pieces.
The incident at the Forest Service
Okay!
First Certified Field Office in Hinamizawa. Date of the event, midday, June 25th, the 58th year of the Showa era.
I fucking what?
Location, Hinamizawa, Shishibone City, X-Chome, inside the Forest Service Field Office. What?
I was saying you could read it over there.
Oh, yeah, I mean, you're right. Summary. On June 25th, the suspect, Ryugu Reina, broke into the Forest Service Field Office in Hinamizawa. She forced her way into the classroom of the local school housed within the office complex and proceeded to take 25 people hostage. The suspect scattered around a large quantity of gasoline and held the school hostage for over 7 hours. The situation remained in deadlock for some time, but at 1845, several hostages resisted and fled from the building. At the same time, a special unit from Osaka Police Department's 2nd Riot Division arrived on the scene. 24 of the hostages were safely rescued. The remaining hostage fled to the roof. After brief pursuit, the suspect engaged him in close combat. At 1910, she agreed to disarm and surrender, freeing the final hostage. Casualties 4, all minor injuries. Details follow. Sonozaki Mion. She was captured by the suspect around noon that day. She escaped at 1845 and was taken to safety. The suspect inflicted minor injuries during the fight. Furude Rika. She was captured by the suspect around noon that day. She escaped 1845 and was taken to safety. The suspect inflicted minor injuries on her during the fight. Hojo Sadako, she was captured around noon that day, escaped. She fell and suffered minor injuries. Maibara Keiichi, he was captured by the suspect around noon that day, was released by the suspect at 1910. He received minor injuries when he engaged in combat with the suspect. Regarding the arrest, Regarding the arrest, Ryugu Reina. She disarmed and surrendered to the police at 1910 and was subsequently arrested. She was taken to the Okinomiya police station and questioned. She admitted to the outline given above. Sir, there has been some dispute about the accountability of the suspect during the crime. But after subjecting her to a psychiatric examination, the prosecution determined the suspect is fully accountable for her actions. The defense is in direct opposition to this and has submitted her own psychiatric examination report denying the suspect's accountability. The trial is currently in session. How did you feel about that demon script getting torn up?
Oh, I'm waiting. There's another shoe to drop, so I'm waiting. He upped the budget so much in this game.
Higurashi, when they cry, Kai. When it gets up here. 07th expansion presents Welcome to Hinamizawa, When They Cry. I guess I will need to change the logo when I start editing the answer arts, huh?
Yeah?
On the lower right of the thumbnails.
Oh.
Wow. Scenario jump mode has been unlocked. Game features scenario jump mode. Replay a scenario you have unlocked from the start menu on the main title screen.
What does that mean?
It's
Chapter select.
The tips reading room has been unlocked. You may now read the tips you have attained thus far. To read them, select extra. Blah blah blah. Staff room has been unlocked. So thank you, Metches, for purchasing the game. To go there, select extra. The demon script.
As I said, I'm waiting for the other shoe. I am not going to be
Curtain call.
Good hard ass achievement in. I am not going to be breathing until we have read every single last ounce of everything, and then I will comment.
Omake.
Tits. Other side.
I know. Last night, the demon script. The 17th year of the Heisei era, early summer, AD 2005. This is you.
Keiichi?
Nope.
Kuma?
Nope.
New character?
Nope.
Shion? Mion? Sadako? Akane? Milfazaki? Is it actually Milfazaki?
No.
Shion?
No.
Keiichi?
No.
Who else do I voice?
Bruce
Chie.
Willis.
No way.
Welcome to Party, pal. And Bruce Willis. The car began to rattle as the road turned from asphalt to gravel. The cry of the cicadas seeped through the tightly shut windows. Most people would open their car window and let the natural air in along with the sound of the cicadas. But people are also spoiled. He'd rather keep himself cool with the air conditioning. Oh, yeesh.
He'd rather keep himself cool with the air conditioning, turn to max, than listen to the sounds of nature. I was just entirely wrong yet.
Oh, you griefed me.
I griefed. I spoiled it.
griefed me.
Spoiled it. Usually it was in the rainy season at this time of the year. But this June, the summer had already become without any rain. Just like how the weather was on that day 20 years ago.
Now
There
is
you
that
go.
me?
Now it's you.
The air around this area is just as clear as I remember it.
Hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it.
Please, 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 please.
Oh, I'll just go Oishi until it's not Oishi. Yeah, the winds are cool, and the sunshine is bright. This village could have become a World Heritage Site like the village in Gifu. What a waste.
Yeah, but thanks to that, no irritating tourists around here. See, that makes it much better. Why do tourists forget about pedestrian traffic laws when they're in rural areas? They walk in the middle of the road, you know.
No, well, it's just a random guy.
Jobber?
Akasaka-senpai, do you still do stuff outdoors?
Not as much as I used to. My job doesn't give me much free time.
Same here. Oh, hey, there he is.
Oishi, 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 Oishi.
The other man noticed and waved his hand before anyone in the car could honk the horn. The man was a young fellow on a motorcycle with a big backpack on his shoulders. He looked like he was ready to go camping.
Keiichi.
Akasaka and his partner stepped out of the car and shook hands with the young man.
Damn it.
Just say it. Just do it.
Keiichi voice?
Mm-mm.
No?
Just do a voice.
Oh, okay. Hey, Captain, it's good to see you again.
Yo, how you been doing lately? Well, I hope. I think it's Captain is Akasaka, I think.
Oh. Yeah. How you been doing lately? Well, I hope. Hey, you can take it easy today. Oh, no?
Nope. Oh, shit!
We're griefing, dude.
You can take it easy today. This is Akasaka-senpai. He took care of me back in college.
Welcome to Body, pal. Hello, my name is Akasaka. Oishi was supposed to come today, but he had to go for a medical checkup at the last minute.
There we go. Now we know.
Anyway, it's a pleasure to meet you.
It's an
It's an honor,
the other guy.
Oh. It's an honor, sir.
So Akasaka-senpai, where shall we go first? His name was Mamoru Akasaka. He was a veteran detective of the Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department. Despite the fact that he was close to his retirement, he hadn't lost his clear instinct and sharp eyes at all. Those eyes showed the confidence he'd built through many risky experiences, and he had a well-built muscular body and a fearless aura. He must have fought against many violent criminals. His connection to Hinamizawa went back almost 30 years, all the way back to 1978. He was in the Public Safety Division of the Metropolitan Police Department. He came to Hinamizawa to investigate the kidnapping case of the grandson of Inugai, the then Minister of Construction. There he met Oishi and Rika Furude. Rika Furude predicted her own death. Akasaka regretted for the rest of his life that he couldn't save the little girl from her fate. He saw the news of the great Hinamizawa disaster on TV and met up again with Oishi. They pledged to uncover the mystery of both the cruel fate that fell on the little girl and a series of mysterious deaths in Hinamizawa. Unfortunately, Hinamizawa was sealed off for a long time. As a result, all Akasaka and Oishi could do for the past 20 years was publish the little information they'd gathered, and ask for their readers to send their tips and clues. But recently, the seal on Hinamizawa had finally been lifted. However, they couldn't come to Hinamizawa until today, due to Akasaka's busy work schedule and Oishi's poor health. In fact, Oishi was supposed to come with Akasaka, but he called in for an emergency health checkup. The other two who had come along were Akasaka's juniors from university. One worked at the ground SDF, and the other was his subordinate. They were assigned to the mission of sealing off Hinamizawa, so they were quite knowledgeable about the area. Akasaka took out a scrapbook from his bag. The corners of the scrapbook were all dented, making it look very old. Akasaka flipped through the pages, thought for a second, and let them know his first destination.
Alright, please take me to Onikafuchi Swamp.
No problem. Right, this way, sir. I'll just take the other guys. The young man got on his bike and waited for the others to get back in their car. They honked at each other and signaled that they were ready, and the young man led the car to the swamp. Heading through the forest, they came to an open area where the ground was covered by concrete. There wasn't even a single drop of water in sight. All the water in the swamp had been replaced by concrete. That was what Onikafuchi Swamp looked like now.
Haha,
There isn't even a single drop of water, let alone a swamp.
I was told that they sealed the swamp right after the disaster. This place was already encased in concrete.
Yeah.
In concrete by the time I arrived here for my mission.
Well, let's go down there and take a closer look.
Akasaka got out of his car and walked to the center of the concrete-filled swamp. It wasn't a parking lot or a heliport. It was just a huge, empty concrete space right in the middle of a forest.
So, open the party, pal. So, this is a place people say was a landing spot for UFOs.
Really? I've never heard of that.
Well, that's what they write on the occult websites. They say that this is the place where our government met with aliens. I can't blame them for such rumors, though, because an empty concrete space in the middle of a forest sure does look weird.
Volcanic gas erupted from the swamp in June 1983. The deadly mixture of hydrogen sulfide and carbon dioxide.
So, never mind. I'll say it after.
Engulfed and destroyed Hinamizawa in a single night. The village was sealed off, and the SDF covered the swamp with concrete. But
But those people who write the rumors on the internet actually have a point. Any geologist?
Yep.
Any geologist could tell you that covering a source of volcanic gas with concrete is absolutely useless.
That's true. I've never heard of anyone trying to prevent a volcano from erupting by pouring concrete into its crater. On the other hand, our country is known for its wasteful construction using the taxpayers' money. Lately, people who love things like supernatural phenomena and UFOs write on the internet about the Great Hinamizawa disaster. It's well known by now that the cause of the disaster was an eruption of deadly volcanic gas from a magma chamber. In 1986, a similar natural disaster occurred at Lake Nyos in Cameroon, Africa. So people easily believed that such a rare natural disaster could occur anywhere on Earth, and that was what happened in Hinamizawa as well. However, a rumor about another possible explanation begun to fly around the internet recently. They say that the disaster was a cover-up by the government. That was actually a biochemical terrorist attack by aliens. Why had such a rumor begun to spread now? They claim to back up their theory with a secret document known as File Number 34. Someone online named it File Number 34 for descriptive purposes, but the name spread and stuck since then because it sounded like a government conspiracy. People loved it. It's unknown how or from where they obtained those documents, but they posted scans and pictures, which were all ridiculous. Plus, more fake evidence was produced over time. Now, even the existence of such documents are in doubt. Excuse me.
It's scrapbooks.
Oh, you don't even have water to
Yeah.
seal.
No, I'm out too.
File number 34 deserves a bit more explanation. However, since it started on the internet, truths and lies are all mixed together, and has become more like an urban legend. So this is what is believed to be mostly true. File number 34 was a notebook written by a nurse named Mio Takano, worked at a local clinic in Hinamizawa. File number 34 is most likely named after her. The woman was a researcher who studied the demon myth of Hinamizawa and tried to solve what it meant. The contents of this notebook state that she prophesied the Great Hinamizawa disaster of 1983. According to her research, a UFO crash-landed in Hinamizawa a long time ago and sunk into Onagafuchi Swamp. The UFO carried parasitic bacteria from space, and they began to infect the locals. The infected villagers began to behave extremely violently, so much so that they were fit for the word demon. Mio Takano insisted that this was the explanation for the myth about demons pouring out of the swamp. An alien who survived the crash realized that the Earthlings had gone crazy because of the bacteria he brought in, and he decided to show himself to the villagers to help them out. This is how Oyashiro-sama was born. The alien was able to cure the villagers with highly advanced technology, but couldn't eradicate the bacteria completely. Since the villagers looked up to the alien as some sort of deity, the alien utilized its status to hand down specific rules to the villagers in order to stabilize the disease. The bacteria took a liking to Hinamizawa's habitat, So, when a carrier of the disease left Hinamizawa, the serpents would re-emerge. Therefore, the alien made it a rule not to leave the village. This leads to the legend of the transcendence of Onigafuji. The weird practices and miracles that the villagers performed were realized by means of the advanced technology that they received from the alien. Those maniacs do indeed have a colorful perspective on things, don't they? Do you remember Nostradamus' prophecies? People said that the world was going to end in 1999, but nothing happened in July and people acted like they didn't even know about it. Those TV shows made the people as scared as they could be, and then ignored the fact that it didn't happen.
Y2K, Lamau?
But Mio Takano did predict the great Hinamizawa disaster. It's not a lie. Look at this page in the scrapbook.
You must be joking. Akasaka-senpai, is this for real? As time passed, the bacteria stabilized in human bodies and became harmless. The alien and the bacteria began to fade away from people's minds. However, the alien has lived on for hundreds of years with the protection of the three families. It still lives on as the spirit of the deity that in the secret temple of the Furude Shrine. The alien manipulated the bacteria living inside of the villagers and maintained control over them for hundreds of years. The alien wanted to regain its power and started researching how to bring back the lost powers of the bacteria, etc., etc. Things get much stranger from there. People say that the disaster was actually part of the alien's plan to conquer the entire Earth by spreading the reawakened bacteria. The Japanese government has a secret division that fights against alien invasions. And they trained at Area 51 in the US, etc., etc. I think it's just Akasaka narrating.
Whatever.
And they moved in to stop the invasion by sealing off the entire village, and they killed off all the residents by using toxic gas. Hey, there's a movie just like that. Some black guy's the lead character. What was the title? Am I something?
Yeah, I know. It's too crazy to be real. But the writers of this bunch of bull, Mio Takano, was mysteriously murdered in June of 1983. Right before her death, she gave the scrapbook to a girl as if she knew she was gonna die very soon.
That girl is known as Girl A. Some guy who investigated the case was able to track it down to a girl named Reina Ryugu. So now it's known as the Reina Ryugu theory on the internet. Reina Ryugu inherited Mio Takano's will by means of the scrapbooks. She tried to fight against the planned invasion by holding the school hostage and demanded the local police uncover the aliens' plot. Of course, no one believed her and they assumed she was in a state of paranoia. Back then, people assumed that Reina Ryugu took Mio Takano's delusion seriously and was motivated to commit a poorly executed crime.
When she held the school hostage, Reina Ryugu told local police that the alien was controlling the three families, and that it was plotting bioterrorism on a massive scale. And the very next day, the great Hinamizawa disaster occurred.
You've got to be kidding. Couldn't it just be a coincidence?
I don't know. According to people who believe it's not just a coincidence, there are many inconsistencies in the SDF's immediate sealing off operation. Filling this swamp with concrete is one example. Several of the SDF soldiers on duty at the time testified that some people were conducting secret investigations outside the usual geological survey before the area was closed off. Of course, those who think it's just coincidence say the researchers simply took precautionary measures to keep unauthorized people out the area.
I have to agree with the latter people.
People also question why they sealed off the village for such a long time. After its volcanic gas eruption, Miyake Island was only sealed off for 4 to 5 years. What happened in Hinamizawa was an exceptionally rare natural disaster, yet it was sealed for over 20 years.
I heard that the residents of Miyake Island had returned to their home faster than was originally intended, because they had requested it so strongly. But in the case of Hinamizawa, there are no residents alive who wish to return in the first place. Perhaps the government took their time until they were absolutely certain it was safe.
How about this one? The SDF members who were on the mission to seal off Hinamizawa had their blood samples taken periodically. Some of them were discharged from the mission without any explanation after the results came back. Some believe they were using the members of the SDF as human test subjects to see if they got infected or not.
I think they were just checking up on the member's health condition, since they were in the area where the gas disaster occurred. Besides, normal businessmen also take annual physical checkups. They have their blood samples taken there as well.
Yeah, I understand your point too. But I have another interesting theory. There's some people who believe that there was no gas emitted during the so-called Great Hinamizawa disaster.
No volcanic gas? What does that mean?
Basically what they're saying is that there was no volcanic gas. There was some sort of government cover-up. It's like the Spielberg movie, you know? The one where the humans make contact with the UFOs.
See? That's exactly how maniacs always explain things. What kind of basis do they have to say that there was no volcanic gas emission?
Well, a bunch of those maniacs came to Hinamizawa as soon as the seal was lifted. According to them, hydrogen sulfide in the volcanic gas should have caused some corrosion to metallic objects and major damage to the wildlife. However, they found no signs of disruption, which led them to claim there was no volcanic gas to begin with. But this village was abandoned for 20 years. I doubt they could find anything anyway.
Well, that's the thing with the internet. You can't believe everything you read on it. Hakasaki-senpai, please don't tell me you're buying these stories.
At first, I didn't. But lately, I'm
Shut
beginning
up.
to think. That's 40% of my grade to graduate you're talking about right there. At first, I didn't. But lately, I'm beginning to think that there might be some truth to them.
You believe in UFOs? Oh, come on.
Well, what if this scrapbook is the real file number 34?
Huh?
The scrapbook is the one that Reina Ryugu possessed when she took the school hostage on June 25th, 1983. It was assumed to be lost during the confusion of the disaster, but Oishi-san's old friend was able to locate it in an evidence storage at the prefectural police headquarters. Back then, Oishi thought Reina Ryugu was delusional, but after reading this again after the Great Hinamizawa disaster, some of its contents seemed to hold vital clues. It's not the alien party was interested in, but her theory that an endemic disease of parasitic microbes in Hinamizawa was responsible for the curse of Oyashiro-sama. Of course, there's no proof of such microbes existed, but it still remains at a theoretical level. Oishi-san says that's how the three families might have been researching how to bring back the original deadlier microbe in order to retrieve the religious devotion the villages used to have.
Right.
The Great Hinamizawa disaster could be an experiment that went wrong.
This theory is also based on the theories and myths he found on the internet. The village clinic's chief doctor
Smiley.
died mysteriously right before the Great Hinamizawa disaster. A girl, Rika Furude, was brutally murdered on the night Reina Ryugu took the school hostage. There could have been an underground research lab beneath the village clinic, and Dr. Irie could have been forced to do microbiological research, but he couldn't live with his own sins and committed suicide. Rika Furude could have been brutally murdered in the sacrifice of some sort of ritual ceremony at the name of Oyashiro-sama's revival. However, their experiment went wrong. Instead of microbes being parasitic in the villagers, they became a killer virus, and they exterminated the entire village in one night.
It's obvious that wasn't a simple gas disaster. We can't ignore the fact that one girl predicted a bioterrorist attack right before the disaster, and that several villagers died mysteriously, including Mio Takano herself, who wrote about all that in the scrapbook. It doesn't sound right to say that the Great Hinamizawa disaster was an unpredicted and coincidental natural disaster. When you read this file number 34, it's obvious.
So you're saying that the Great Hinamizawa disaster wasn't a rare natural disaster, but it was in fact an act of bioterrorism by some cultists? In the modern era, everyone in Japan knows about the shocking incident where a doomsday cult created nerve gas, sarin, and unleashed it for the purposes of mass murder. But in the 80s, the idea of a single cult being able to carry out such an act of terrorism didn't even cross our minds.
Some also whispered that the SDF kept the area sealed for long so they could study some lethal virus, but I'm not convinced.
At least this story sounds more convincing than the one with aliens and UFOs. The idea of cultists and domestic terrorism sounds more rational.
Maybe there really was a UFO that crash-landed. When Reina Ryugu took the school hostage, one of her demands was to the police to have them pull out the wreckage of the UFO from the Onikafuchi swamp.
That's ridiculous.
Well, even if I wanted to make sure if it's ridiculous or not, look at it. The swamp's filled with concrete several meters thick. There's no way we can check. This is all because of that ridiculous construction that doesn't even do anything to prevent volcanic gas.
Well then, the only way to prove Akasaka Senpai's theory would be to find a survivor of Hinamizawa, and to try to find that microbe in him or her.
Sadly, that's almost impossible. After the Great Hinamizawa disaster, some survivors were subject to a witch hunt. So even if there are any survivors, they won't tell you that they're from the area.
Right after the disaster, some people who were from Hinamizawa started displaying erratic behavior. When they started dying mysteriously and committed suicide in strange ways, people got scared of them and chased them out of their neighborhoods. The government was practically useless in protecting their privacy at the time, so the former residents of Hinamizawa lied about where they were from and have kept it that way since.
In that case, it's a dead end.
In that case, it's a dead end.
This is Akasaka for sure. But it's my duty as a cop to keep trying. There's enough circumstantial evidence to say that the Great Hinamizawa disaster wasn't a natural one. Even if I could grab a hold if I could grab a hold of one piece of concrete proof, I think I could start reeling in the truth behind all this.
Yeah, but it's been over 30 years. The truth might be lying somewhere very deep in the darkness.
That's true. I might not find any answers. It's already the 21st century.
What happened in Hinamizawa in June of 1983? The only factual evidence was...
the only factual evidence that I had was that Mio Takano mysteriously died and left her scrapbooks predicting a bioterrorist attack. A young girl took a school hostage to make people listen to this prediction, but no one took it seriously. The chief doctor of the village clinic committed suicide. People believed that a little girl, Rika Furude, was a reincarnation of Oyashiro-sama and she was brutally murdered. Was that the truth behind the scrapbook? What was the truth behind the scrapbook? Was it written to reveal a huge conspiracy? Or was it just a bunch of delusions written by an occult maniac? If the contents of the scrapbook were true, the disaster could have been avoided if we heeded the warning of one girl. If they weren't true, then who created the disaster to follow the scenario of the scrapbook?
After the sarin nerve gas incident, the words mind control came into the spotlight. In contrast to brainwashing, which can easily force a person to commit certain acts in the short term, mind control takes a long time to gradually make a person believe that what he or she must do is the right thing to do, and to act upon it as if it were his or her own idea. It's a form of character alteration, which is far more serious than brainwashing. The cult behind the sarin gas incident induced fear and anxiety into its members. There was its revelations of doomsday. At the same time, they ordered them to do certain things as a means of salvation, and had them do so voluntarily. The formula was quite similar to how Reina Ryugu became a puppet of file number 34. So does that mean Reina Ryugu was mind-controlled by someone? Does that mean that the cult that mind-controlled her tried to cause the end of the world in order to increase the credibility of their teachings, just like the other cult did? Would that make file number 34 some sort of religious textbook for them? When I lose on...
That was good.
Hmm?
Oh, so the neck crack was good.
Mm-hmm.
When I lose my grip on what's true and what's not, it sometimes makes me feel that someone might be laughing in the amusement of this disaster. The scrapbook was like a script. It was a script for a tragedy that takes the lives of thousands of villagers in one night. It was a script for demons who laugh at the loss of human life. Someone wrote the script. Someone performed it. Someone watched the show and laughed. Damn it. What the hell happened in Hinamizawa in June of 1983?
So, plenty of mysteries left unsolved.
So lost.
Plenty of
There's
mysteries
so much
left
going on.
unsolved.
So lost. Brug.
Detective. Awesome. We didn't miss any. Good to know.
Dude. As I said, I'm so fucking lost.
Yeah, you got any thoughts? Got any feelings?
I was
Got
like,
any ideas?
There's the reason that I kept saying I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Mm-hmm.
We also have the
Saffron, I know.
Yeah. Fuck all the alien bullshit. I'm cooking with it being like disease.
Mm-hmm.
Also, God, I'm so interested in the next game to see if like anything that happened in this game affects the timelines across everything.
Mm-hmm.
Because it felt like we really broke some fucking timelines in this shit. Like, we did permanent character development, like roguelike permanent stat change in this fucking game.
Yeah.
They're activating. Keiichi activated.
Yeah.
Rina activated. And I'm really hoping they're activated in the next game. I'm fucking hoping my ass off that they're activated in the next game. No, that game is fucking incredible. Tsumihoroboshi ends after that last chapter in my brain. And then everything goes on to live like a normal, successful career in life. That's
that night,
headcanon
Rika Furude
over.
gets Watanagashi, and the
Nope.
next day, the Great
Headcanon
Hinamizawa
over.
disaster.
Headcanon, everything ends that night. We move on with our lives. Real canon, we have 2 more games.
Lots of mysteries left unsolved.
Oh, dude, I'm so lost.
Now we go to the staff room where we talk to Ryukishio7!
Yay!
Hello, my name is Ryukishio7.
Oh, gosh.
I hope you enjoy playing Higurashi When They Cry. When They Cry Ho, Chapter 6, Tsumihoroboshi. There are several themes I wanted to write in this chapter, but I'd like to talk about one of them here. It's about the denial of murder. This is something I had to write sooner or later, since this novel is about serial murders. There are 2 means that youngsters in particular these days solve problems, which are murder and suicide. When we feel stressed, we choose to either get rid of the source of stress or to get away from it. Let's say you're bullied by a kid at school. You have 2 ways to solve the problem. You choose either to get rid of the kid from your current environment or to get away from the environment itself. Usually, bullies are stronger and have their underlings, so you don't stand a chance alone to get rid of them. It's also not easy to switch classes or to quit school, so you can't easily get away from the situation. As a result, the situation gets worse day by day, and stress urges you to solve the problem immediately. And you come up with murder or suicide as easy solutions. If suicide is considered defeat, you do want to consider murder. I feel like there are many people who think that way. However, if you actually committed a murder, it wouldn't be easy to pay for the sin. I believe murderers know that well too. But you really hate the bully who pushed you to the limit where you have no choice to kill him. So, with a determination that turns your entire life upside down, you commit murder. But if you have such a strong determination, there have to be more ways to take than opting for murder, which should be the last resort. You can talk to your friends. If that doesn't work, you can talk to your family. If that doesn't work, you can talk to your teacher. If that doesn't work, then what? There have to be more ways. If you have the determination to give up on your life by committing murder, there have to be more ways. Our modern era is better than any era before it. There are many hotlines that you can call to talk to someone. Even if you don't have any friends or family, there are many places you can go for help. The people who will answer the phone aren't amateurs. They're volunteers, but they're also veterans who have worked as social workers or juvenile counselors for a long time. I can assure you that they have more social experience and passion than your parents do. People who work to help people for free can't be bad people. If you feel like you have no choice but to kill the bully or commit suicide, please try to call one of those hotlines. People who think it's useless to talk to others usually haven't really talked to anyone. Have the courage to call. There'll be somebody you can completely rely on the other end of the line. Don't keep it to yourself. Talk to somebody. Ryukishio7 wrote such a long story just to tell you this. He must be a very poor writer.
True.
So Ryukishio7 wants to talk to you all rather than worrying about himself. How can I write even more entertaining stories? Bitter laugh. How can I write even more entertaining stories? 07th expansion, Ryukishio7.
I love Ryukishi.
Very short one there.
So much happened, man.
Yes, sir. Well, that's the end of Tsumihoroboshi.
What a banger of a chapter. Easily the best one, dude.
Absolutely.
Like, I gotta put Oishi and Akasaka over it, Himatsubushi, because holy shit, the buddy cop game is so fucking good, but like, it is
a hair away from same tier. I just...
All right, man. Any last thoughts or feelings you want to get out of there before we come back with...
I think it's Matsuri Bayashi this, or Matsuri Bayashi might be the.
Just type in Higu.
Minagoroshi, the massacre chapter.
Jesus Christ. Dude. As I said, I wish I could be 1,000th of the man that Keiichi is. Holy shit. He's unironically the fucking GOAT, man. My boy fought his future wife to death on a roof to prove a point. What a king.
Alright, man. Well,
Fantastic game.
thank you, fucking everybody who watches this, and
Shout out Ryukishi. Shout out marrying girls that try to kill you. Shout out Keiichi.
we'll be back in Minagoroshi, the massacre chapter.